Just a minute. I'm having problem in sharing the screen right now. Okay, in between, if you are having anything, you can write it down in the chat box so that I will. Yes, Lalit and Komeshwar. I will get back to you in few seconds because I do not have that admin authority for sharing the PowerPoint over here. So let me talk with the administration for that. I guess this presentation is visible to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, myself, Dr. Abhib Shawal, I'm working as an assistant professor in Department of Higher Education. So, I will be teaching you the MZOE-003 aquaculture. And today we will be discussing about your block 1. That is, it consists of 4 units: Introduction to Aquaculture, Environment for Aquatic Organisms, Water Resources for Aquaculture, and Candidate Species for Aquaculture. So, before going delving into this blog, first let me clarify you what is aquaculture. So, as you can see, aquaculture consists of two words, right? So, it consists of aqua and culture. Previously, aquaculture only meant it is the culture of aquatic animals, but recently it has been modified as aquaculture is again redefined as the culture of aquatic crops and animals under controlled conditions for the benefit of humans. So I guess all of you are able to understand ଓଡ଼ିଆ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଖାଲି ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହିବି କି ଆଗରୁ କ'ଣ ହଉଥିଲା କି ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର କଥା ହଉଥିଲେ କେବଳ ଆମ ମୁଣ୍ଡରେ ଖାଲି ଆନିମଲ୍ସ ଚାଲିଥିଲା ମାନେ ଯେମିତି ହେଲା କି ଫିsh ହେଲା କିମ୍ବା ଆର୍ଥ୍ରୋପୋଡା ହେଲା କିମ୍ବା ଯୋଉ ଆମେ ଚିଙ୍ଗୁଡି କଥା ହଉଛେ କଙ୍କଡା କଥା ହଉଛେ aquaculture consisted of all those species but there are some crops which reside in the aquatic habitat and they have some economic importance ଆଉ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କି ନା ତାଙ୍କୁ ବି ଟାଇମରେ ଆମେ ଇନକ୍ଲୁଡ କଲୁ aquaculture. Okay, so why aquaculture is actually important and the scopes of aquaculture are: first it is the source of protein diet. 17% of total animal protein for the human consumption comes from the aquaculture. Okay, so fish as food, it contains 66 to 74% crude protein with a digestibility of 95 to 98%. Now, this is a this industry, aquaculture as a protein supply industry, is quite developing, and that is why it has also been included in your syllabus, so that you could understand how what is the scope of aquaculture and why is it important, and you could apply in your life also. So another scope of along with that, it is a rich source of protein. It also generates employment and income for the people. ओके सो ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର କଥା କଥା ହଉଛେ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ କଲଚର କରୁଛେ, ସେଟା କ୍ରପ୍ସ ହଉ କିମ୍ବା ମାନେ ଆନିମଲ୍ସ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ କିମ୍ବା ତୁମର ଯୋଉ ଆମର ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉ ମାଛ ହଉ, ଚିଙ୍ଗୁଡି ହଉ, କଙ୍କଡା ହଉ, ସେଇଟା କଲଚର କାହା ପାଇଁକି ହଉଛି? ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁକି ହଉଛି। ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁକି ଯେତେବେଳେ ହଉଛି, ସେଟା ଆସିକି ମାର୍କେଟରେ ବିକ୍ରି ହଉଛି କି ନାହିଁ? ମାର୍କେଟରେ ବିକ୍ରି ହେଲେ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ସେ ଆମେ ଯାହାଠୁ କିଣୁଛେ ତାକୁ କିଛି ପଇସା ଦଉଛେ, ସିଏ କଣ ମାଗଣା ଦେଇଦବ କି? ତ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଜେନେରେଟ୍ସ ଦ ଇନକମ୍ ଫର ଏ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି। ସେ କିଛି ତାର ନିଜ ପାଇଁକି ପ୍ରଫିଟ୍ ରଖିବ, ଆଣ୍ଡ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଦ କାଇଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟମେଣ୍ଟ, ବେସିସ୍ ଅଫ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟମେଣ୍ଟ ଫର ଦୋଜ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିଜ ଅଲସୋ। ତାପରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହଉଛି, ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଅ ଟୁଲ ଫର ରିସାଇକ୍ଲିଂ म्युनिसिपल सीवेज। जो म्युनिसिपल सीवेज ଅଛି, ଯୋଉ ଆମର ଡ୍ରେନ୍ସ ଅଛି କିମ୍ବା ଯୋଉ ଆମର ବାହାରୁଛି। ୟେସ୍, is there any difficulty?
No, ma'am.
Okay, should I then I should continue. तो जेतेले हमर पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज करछि, देयर हैज बीन एंथ्रोपोजेनिक प्रेशर इन द एनवायरनमेंट। तापर जेते पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज करिवो, सेते हमर म्युनिसिपैलिटी रो सीवेज प्रॉब्लम भी क्रिएट हबो। तो सेही सिचुएशन रे कोन करा जाय परिबो, सेही जो पानीटा को आमे प्रॉपर्ली माने प्रिलिमिनरी ट्रीटमेंट करि सल्ला परे ताकू आमे यूज करि परिबा एक्वाकल्चर ପାଇଁ जोटा कि माछ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ बहुत ही भल, से माने भल से बढ़ी पारिबे। बहुत गुडा माछ अछंती जो माननको कि सेइथरु ही न्यूट्रिएंट्स मिले। तापरे आउ गोटे स्कोप कोन ना, इट हैज रिसोर्स एनहांसमेंट ऑफ ओपन वाटर्स। रिसोर्स एनहांसमेंट ऑफ ओपन वाटर्स कोन, तुमे देखिथिबो गाँ मुंडरे जो माने देखे रहुथिबे गाँ मानकरे किंबा गाँ मुंडरे हो किंबा जो मंदिर रे सब गाड़िया हेइथाय कि कोन, सेटा खाली खालीटारे माने जेतेले पानी थाए सेटा खाली अळिया हेइकिना पड़े। किंतु जदि आमे सेही पर्टिकुलर माने गोटे जगार जदि आमे एक्वाकल्चर स्टार्ट करूचे, ताहले कोन हबो? आमे सेही माने ओपन वाटर रिसोर्स टाको यूटिलाइज करि परिबा भलो से। आउ तापरे भी सेठी जो अळिया आवर्जना होतिला सेटा मध्य हबो नाही। तो आमे कोन करछु ना, गोटे रिसोर्स को एनहांस करूछु ओपन वाटर्स रो। So these are some scopes of your aquaculture. Now, aquaculture development kemiti kono hobo? So there are different aspects through which aquaculture can be developed. First hochi kono na, choice of species. Choice of species under ramra different factors भी आसे। से फैक्टर भितर गोटे होचे स्पेसीज क्लाइमेटिक कंपैटिबिलिटी। ना व्हाट इज द स्पेसीज क्लाइमेटिक कंपैटिबिलिटी? बहुत गुडे माने फिश स्पीसीज थांदी, से माने केवल गोटे पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर को ही माने ग्रो करंदी। से पर्टिकुलर दे कैन grow in that particular climatic condition. If you go for marine waters, or if you go for cold waters, if you go for fresh water, so that depends on climatic कंपैटिबिलिटी। माने को टाइप रो क्लाइमेट अछि, एक्सट्रीम क्लाइमेट हबो किंबा जो माने पहाड़िया अंचल अछि सेही क्लाइमेट रे केमतिया माछ रहिबे। तो दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द चॉइस ऑफ स्पेसीज। आपण कोठी माने एक्वाकल्चर को जगह रे करिवे, सेही जगह को नै कि यू हैव टू चूज योर स्पीसीज अकॉर्डिंग टू द एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी ऑफ द क्लाइमेट। तापरे नेक्स्ट होची कि स्पीसीज ग्रोथ रेट। इन जनरल आमे जेतेले कथा हो ग्रोथ रेट, सॉरी, is there any difficulty? You can tell me. I am not getting any one of you.
No, ma'am. I think someone has unmuted himself.
This is a noise. No, no question. I think.
Okay. So please ask them to unmute themselves. I think I am explaining. You are getting what I am telling.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
madam.
madam.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us continue then. So ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ କଥା ହଉଛେ ଧରକ କ୍ଲାଇମେଟ୍ ଗଲା ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଡିସନ ତାପରେ ଗ୍ରୋଥ ରେଟ୍ ସେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ମଲ୍ ସାଇଜ୍ର ଫିସ୍ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ନଉଛେ ଇଭେନ୍ ସେମାନେ ରିପ୍ରୋଡ୍ୟୁସ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନଙ୍କର କେତେ ଡାଏଟ୍ ଦରକାର ସେମାନେ କେତେ ଗ୍ରୋ କରିପାରିବେ ଆଉ କେତେ ଟ୍ରଫିକ୍ ଲେଭେଲ୍ ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ଫୁଡ୍ ଚେନ୍ କେମିତିଆ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସେମାନେ କୋଉ ଟାଇପ୍ର ପ୍ଲାଙ୍କଟନ୍ ଫିଡର୍ସ ଦରକାର ହର୍ବିଭୋର୍ସ କିମ୍ବା ଡେଟ୍ରିଭୋର୍ସ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରିବେ ସୋ ଇଟ୍ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡସ୍ ମାନେ କୋଉ ଟାଇପ୍ର ତମେ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ନଉଛ ଆଉ ତାର ଗ୍ରୋଥ ରେଟ୍ କେମିତି ଆଉ ତାକୁ କେମିତିଆ ଖାଇବା ଦରକାର ଓକେ ତାପରେ ହଉଛି ରିପ୍ରୋଡ୍ୟୁସିବିଲିଟି ଅଣ୍ଡର କ୍ୟାପ୍ଟିଭିଟି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର କରୁଛେ ଦୁଇଟା ଟାଇପ୍ର କଲଚର ହୁଏ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ଆମେ ୱାଇଲ୍ଡ କ୍ୟାପଚର କରୁ ଯୋଉ ଦେଖିଥିବେ ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସମୁଦ୍ର କିମ୍ବା ନଦୀ କିମ୍ବା ଯୋଉଠିକି ମାନେ କଲଚର ହୁଏନି କିନ୍ତୁ ଲୋକମାନେ ଜାଲ ଧରିକି ଯାଆନ୍ତି କରିବା ପାଇଁକି ସେଟା ହଉଛି ୱାଇଲ୍ଡ କ୍ୟାପ୍ଟିଭ ମାନେ ୱାଇଲ୍ଡରୁ କ୍ୟାପଚର କରିବା ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁକିନା ଆମେ କିଛି କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାରର ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର ଟେକ୍ନିକ୍ କିମ୍ବା ଫାର୍ମିଂ ମେଥଡ୍ସ ୟୁଜ୍ କରୁନାହୁଁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଟାଇପ୍ର ମାନେ କଲଚର ଅଛି ଯୋଉଟାକି ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ପଣ୍ଡ କିମ୍ବା ରିଭରର ଗୋଟେ ପାର୍ଟରେ ଆମେ କେଜ୍ କିମ୍ବା ପେନ୍ ଟାଇପ୍ର କଲଚର ବସେଇବା ତ ସେତିକି ବେଳେ ଯୋଉ କ୍ୟାପଚରଟା ହୁଏ ସେଟା କଣ ଆମେ ନିଜେ ଇନଭେଷ୍ଟ କରିଛେ ଦେର୍ ଆର୍ ଥ୍ରୀ ଟାଇପ୍ସ ଅଫ୍ ଫାର୍ମିଂ ଟେକ୍ନିକ୍ସ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ଏକ୍ସଟେନ୍ସିଭ୍ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ସେମି ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଭ୍ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଭ୍ when we are talking about extensive farming ରେ କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ଇନପୁଟ କିମ୍ବା ଇନଭେଷ୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ୟୁଜ୍ କରାଯାଏନି ସେଠି ୱାଇଲ୍ଡରେ ହିଁ ଗ୍ରୋଥ ହୁଏ ଗୋଟେ ଫିଶର ତାପରେ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଆସିବା ସେମି ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଭରେ କିଛିଟା ଇନଭେଷ୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ ହୁଏ କିଛିଟା ଫାର୍ମିଂ ମେଥଡ୍ସ ଇନକର୍ପୋରେଟ୍ କରାଯାଏ କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଆସିବା ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଭ ଫାର୍ମିଂ ମେଥଡ୍ସକୁ ସେଥିରେ କ'ଣ ହୁଏ ନା କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟଲି ଗୋଟେ ପଣ୍ଡ ଏରିଆ କିମ୍ବା କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟଲି ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାଟା ଖୋଳା ହବ ତା ପାଇଁକି ମାନେ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ୍ ଫାର୍ମିଂ ମେଥଡ୍ସ ହେଲା ସେଇଗୁଡ଼ାକ ସବୁ ଇନକର୍ପୋରେଟ୍ କରାହବ ତାହେଲେ ତାକୁ ଆମେ କୁହାହବ ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଭ farming so there are three types of farming ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ୱାଇଲ୍ଡ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସମୁଦ୍ରକୁ ଯାଇକିନା କିଛି ଜଣ କ୍ୟାପଚର କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛୁ ୱାଇଲ୍ଡ କ୍ୟାପଚର କିମ୍ବା ନଦୀରେ ବଢି ପାଣି ଆସିଗଲା ସେଇଠୁ କିଛି ଜଣ ଯାଇକିନା କ୍ୟାପଚର କରନ୍ତି ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ୱାଇଲ୍ଡ କ୍ୟାପଚର ତ ଏଇ ସବୁକୁ ବେସ୍ କରିକି ଆମର କ୍ୟାପ୍ଟିଭିଟି ମାନେ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କ୍ୟାପଚର କରିକି ଆଣିକି ନିଜେ ବଢଉଛେ ମାଛକୁ ସେଟା ହଉଛି କ୍ୟାପ୍ଟିଭିଟି ହଉଛି ସେଟା ଫାର୍ମିଂ ମେଥଡ ତା ପାଇଁକି ଯୋଉ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ରହିବ ସେମାନେ ହଉଛି ତାଙ୍କର ସ୍ପେସିଆଲ କଣ୍ଡିସନ୍ସ କ'ଣ ରହିବ ତାପରେ କେତେ ରିଟର୍ନ ସେମାନେ ଦେବେ ତାପରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଏଗ୍ସ ଆଉ ଫ୍ରାଇଜ୍ ଯୋଉଟା ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ କରିବା ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇକି ବ୍ଲଗ୍ସ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ବ୍ଲଗ୍ସରେ କି କେମିତି ଆମେ ମେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ କରିବା ଏଗ୍ସକୁ କେମିତି ଆମେ ଫ୍ରାଇଜ୍କୁ ମେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ କରିବା କେମିତି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଭ ଫାର୍ମିଂ ମେଥଡ ସବୁ ଯେତିକି ଅଛି ତାକୁ ଆମେ ମେଣ୍ଟେନାନ୍ସ ମେଥଡ ସବୁ ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇକି ପଢିବା ତ ସେଇ କଣ୍ଡିସନ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକରେ ଆମର ରିପ୍ରୋଡ୍ୟୁସିବିଲିଟି ଅଫ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ସ୍ପେସିସ୍ ହଉଛି କି ନାହିଁ ସେଇଟା ଆମେ ଦେଖିପାରିବା ତାପରେ ସେଟାକୁ ବି ଆମେ କନସିଡର କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ when we are thinking of your aquaculture development then next ଆମେ ଆସିବା ସେଇ choice of species ରେ acceptability of artificial feed ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ମାନେ ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଭ ଫାର୍ମିଂରେ ଗୋଟେ ଫିସ୍କୁ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଦେବା ସିଏ ୱାଇଲ୍ଡରେ କ'ଣ ଖାଉଥିଲା ସେଇଟା ତ ଆମକୁ ଏତେଟା ଜଣା ନାହିଁ ତ ଦେର୍ ଆର୍ ଦେର୍ ଇଜ୍ ସିଭା ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼େ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ୍ସ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯେଉଁମାନେ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରିକି ଫିସ୍ ଫିଡ୍ ସବୁ ବାହାର କରିଛନ୍ତି ସେଇ ଯେଉଁ ଫର୍ମୁଲେଟେଡ ଫିଡ୍ ଗୁଡ଼ାକ ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରିବା ନା ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଭ ଫାର୍ମିଂରେ ଫିସ୍ ଗୁଡ଼ାକୁ ଦେବା ଆଉ ସେଇଟାକୁ ବି ଆମକୁ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ସେଇ ଆର୍ଟିଫିସିଆଲ ଫିଡ୍କୁ ସେଇ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ଫିସ୍ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ଆକ୍ସେପ୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି କି ନାହିଁ so all these are the factors that are considered under choice of species for aquaculture development आउ मु भितर को जीविनी हाँ आउ गोटे मेन जिनस होची डिजीज रेजिस्टेंस जेतेबेले आमे गोटे आमे एमती नॉर्मली जदी देखिबा गोटे माने क्राउडेड जगह को जदी जाउचे मेला को जाउचे किंबा सेठी किछि खाई दउचे ताले कोन होचे हमको डिजीज कॉलेरा हो किंबा टाइफॉइड हो सेटा कंटामिनेट करिबारे चांसेस बहुत थाए तो जितेबाला आम फिश स्पीसीज को आनिकी सेमती गोटे जगार रखिकिना स्टॉकिंग डेंसिटी मेंटेन करिकी ताको गोटे पॉन्ड भीतर रखिकिना कल्चर करू द चांसेस ऑफ डिजीज आउटब्रेक इज मोर कहीं ना से माने प्रथमे से पानी को पानी जदि डिस्कन माने कंटामिनेटेड थिबो ताले से माने सेइथरु भी डिजीज हे परिबो किंबा तांको जदि फिश फीड जदि पर्टिकुलर तांकर कन्वर्शन रेशियो हिसाब से न मिलला देन दे मे आल्सो सफर फ्रॉम माल न्यूट्रिशन तो एमती सब डिफरेंट फैक्टर्स अच्छे तापर आउ गोटे होची फैक्टर ए स्पीसीज अंडर एक्सोटिक स्पीसीज हमें कहा को कहूछु ना जो स्पीसीज गोटे नुआ एरिया को इंट्रोड्यूस होता है माने जेमती कि तमर धर को चाकरी हो जाउची तुमे जाइकी आउ गोटे जगह सेटल डाउन हबो सो यू आर कंप्लीटली अ न्यू एक्सोटिक स्पीसीज फॉर दैट एनवायरनमेंट सपोज ओडिसा रो जाइकी तुमे ना काश्मीर रे रहबो तो एठी ओडिसा रे सब आमे देखिबा जदी टेररिज्म इज नील माने बहुत कम किंतु सेठी कोन सब बेले एलओसी रे कोन बम फम सब पडुची तो यू विल बी कंप्लीटली न्यू किंतु सेपटे एरिया रे जो माने रहि जाथिबे दे आर ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू दैट काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटीज ओवर देयर so you would be an exotic species to that place सेमिति exotic species for fish भी अछंती तमे कोन करबो कि ना गोटे किछि माने म्यूचुअल बेनिफिट ऑफ फिशेस पे कि ना किछि exotic species को इंट्रोड्यूस करि दबो then this that species माने सेही एरिया भितर इधर सेही फिश को खाई दबो नहले सेही एरिया रे जते कि फिश थिबे से फंड रे जते कि फिश थिबे से माने कोन करबे ना यार प्रे हे कि ना रहि जेबे so either there will be a prey-predator relationship between the exotic species and the species that is present inside the pond. So this you have to consider that ei सब factors को जदि हमें तमे note down करि दबो तमरो माने blogs रे भी अछि if you go to that page particular page you can find there are different factors which govern aquaculture development and under that choice of species next हमें जिबा technology development को now when we are talking about technology development or technology availability सबु एरिया रे जते बेले हम aquaculture कथा होचु प्रथमे जदि हमें देखिबा को माने व्यवसाय स्तर रो लोक होची aquaculture टेक अप करंती इधर माने अति माने जहा पाखरे अधिक पैसा थिबो से इन्वेस्ट करिवो नहले जे पाख आखरे जहार पानी थिबो निजरो गाडिया थिबो किंबा नई कूल पाखरे रहउथिबो किंबा समुद्र कूल पाखरे रहउथिबो सेही भला जागा माने अति निम्न स्तर रो लोक भी नै परिबे अति उच्च स्तर रो लोक भी इन्वेस्ट करि परिबे सो हमर जो टेक्नोलॉजी अछि से टेक्नोलॉजी तार कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ते देखिया को पड़िबो तुमे जाय कि ना गोटे लोक को देखे देबो तू भाई लैपटॉप धरि के बसे आउ आमे हमको ए फीस हला देखि कि ना बाहर करियार अछि से लैपटॉप से लोक चले पारुथिले तो सेही टेक्नोलॉजी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी टा भी हमको कंसीडर करिया को पड़िबो दैट शुड बी यूजर फ्रेंडली माने जो लेवल रो लोक सेही लेवल रो लोकन को पई कि टेक्नोलॉजी सेही हिसाब रे बना हेतिबा दरकार तापरे आउ गोटे होची जो हमर टारगेट बेनिफिशियरीज अछंती तांको पाखकु से माने टेक्नोलॉजी जा किमिति ट्रांसफर हे परिबो आ फाइन ट्यून करा जाय परिबो लोकल एप्लीकेशंस पई कि लोकल फाइन ट्यून माने सपोज हमर जेमति आपण WhatsApp यूज करूचंती WhatsApp आगुरु बहुत लोक माने चलेबे जानु नथिले किंतु किछि शिक्षा माने पाइला परे से माने निजे निजे चलेबा स्टार्ट करले सेमिति बहुत उडे एप्स अछि जोगडा कि माने प्रथम यूजर फ्रेंडली हे न थाए ताको फाइन ट्यून करा जाय थाए लोकल एप्लीकेशंस पई तापरे एबे एमिति एक्वाकल्चर हे गलानी फॉरेन कंट्रीज रे कि गोटे माने सपोज पॉन्ड अछि से पॉन्ड रे 100 टा माछ अछंती से 100 टा माछ डेली केते किलोग्राम खाइबा खाइबे सेटा भी तांका कंप्यूटर गणी कि ना कहि दबो माने हिसाब करी के कहि दबो कि एतिकी ग्राम तमे फीड दियो ଏତିକି ଟାଇମ୍ରେ ତୁମେ ପାଣି ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିବ, ନହେଲେ ସିଏ ତାର ସେଟିଂ ଏମିତି ହେଇଯିବ କି ସିଏ ଆପେ ଆପେ ସେ ପଣ୍ଡରୁ ପାଣି ନିଜେ ନିଜେ ବାହାର ହେଇକିନା ପୁଣି ଏଗେନ୍ ରିଫିଲ୍ ହେଇଯିବ। So this is how is technology is working towards the aquaculture development in a global prospect. तापरे आमे आसीबा अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ इनपुट्स एंड सोशल सपोर्ट फैसिलिटीज। कौन इनपुट आमर दरकार? प्रथमे प्रथमे एक्वाकल्चर पाई कि हमको aqua मीन्स वाटर दरकार, वाटर सप्लाई, प्रॉपर वाटर सप्लाई दरकार। तापरे सीड दरकार। सीड माने कौन? आमे गछ तो पकेबानी ना, एठी हमर सीड कहले जो माछ किंबा कंकड़ा किंबा जो प्रॉन चिंगुड़ी जहाँ भी आम कल्चर करवा aquatic एनवायरनमेंट रे, तार जो छोट फ्राइज थांती ताको आमे सीड कहू। सीड होला तापरे फीड, कौन खाइबे से माने, न खाइकी ना कौन ग्रो करेंगे कि? तापरे प्रॉपर फर्टिलाइजर, से माने वाटर जोटा रहिबो से कौन माने खाली वाटर रहिबो कि ता तळे किछिटा प्लांटन्स भी ग्रो करा, से प्लांटन्स ग्रो करिया पे कि किछिटा फर्टिलाइजर दरकार। प्रोसेसिंग प्लांट्स एगेन कौन? से प्लांटन्स ही तमरा प्रोसेसिंग प्लांट। तापरे आइस प्लांट कौन दरकार? कौन माने माछ को गरम होबा कि ना? जितेबेले आमे माछ धरिबा सेतेबेले कौन हबो, आमे जेतेबेले मार्केट पर्यंत नै कि जिबा हमको ता पे कि प्रॉपर कोल्ड स्टोरेज आ आइस प्लांट दरकार हबो। तो सेथि पे कि ना एगुडा को सब इनपुट आ सपोर्ट फैसिलिटीज रे आसीबो। तापरे मैन पावर, जदि मैन पावर नथिबो तमे ही माछ को खाया को दउथिबो, तमे ही राति अनिद्रा है कि माछ को धरुथिबो, तुमे ही राति अनिद्रा है कि ना जीवो माछ मार्केट रे माछ बिक्री करिवो, दैट विल नेवर बी एफिशिएंट। Aquaculture has a bigger perspective. मु आगुरु कहि छि, it has scope for generation of employment. तमे किछिटा लोकन को नै कि ना ए aquaculture करि परिबो। देन ट्रेनिंग इनपुट, प्रॉपर ट्रेनिंग देबा दरकार जो मानन को तुमे एम्प्लॉय करिवो। तापरे नेक्स्ट आमे जिबा फंड्स अवेलेबिलिटी एंड एनवायरमेंटल कंसिडरेशंस। फंड अवेलेबिलिटी आमे जत्ते बेले प्रॉपर हमर सब एबे हे जाई छि, जदि तुमे एफएआरडी हमर अछि ओडिसा गवर्नमेंट रो, से डिफरेंट टाइम टू टाइम कोन करछ ना रिलीज करछ पैसा होछि एक्वाकल्चर पे कि। तो सेही फैसिलिटीज माने तमे जदि बैंक थ्रू रे अवेल करि परिबो, सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप रे, तापरे डिफरेंट फंडिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एजेंसीज माने अछंती, से माने भी मजरे मजरे पैसा दोचंदी। यू कैन गो देयर, यू कैन प्रेजेंट दे मु एमिति टाइप रो डिजाइन करछि गोटे एक्वाकल्चर, आ एटा सब अधिक प्रोडक्टिविटी दबो, सेथि पय कि मते फंड्स दिया जाओ। यू कैन आल्सो गो विथ योर प्रोजेक्ट एंड प्रेजेंट देयर। तापरे हम आसबे सोशियो इकोनॉमिक, लीगल एंड एनवायरमेंटल एस्पेक्ट्स। सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कोन? हमर बाहाघर हैला किंबा किछि गोटे पूजा पर्वाणी हैला बेंगली मानकर, सेथरे माछ निहाती ही निहाती दरकार। तो फिश हैज अ सोशियो एंड कल्चरल माने इन्वॉल्वमेंट। तापरे एनवायरमेंटल इंपैक्ट कोन? जेहेतु आमे एंथ्रोपोजेनिक प्रेशर थिला, आमे कोन करले ना वी डायरेक्टेड द सीवेज water to for the aquaculture. Now that is another nullification of sewage water which caused pollution will now be utilized for aquaculture. तापरे आमे इंटीग्रेटेड aquaculture with forestry भी करि परिबा, that is we can go for planting of mangroves along with fish pond. तापरे आमे फंक्शनल इकोसिस्टम जदि आमे देखिबा आमे केमति कर परिबा, मैंग्रोव प्लांट्स फॉरेस्ट डेवलप करिबा, तापरे नहले तांका सहित आमे इंटीग्रेटेड ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग करि परिबा। एमति सब किछि जिंस को नै कि आमे एनवायरमेंटल एस्पेक्ट रे प्रॉफिट भी देखि परिबा, आउ रिस्क भी अवॉइड कर परिबा। तापरे आउ कोन लीगल एस्पेक्ट को जदि हमें देखिबा, हमको प्रॉपर परमिशंस थिबा दरकार, हमें को स्पीसीज कल्टीवेट करि परिबा। ओके, so this is all about your aquaculture development. Now what are the factors that are concerning for the aquaculture? कौन हमको consider माने constraint हिसाब रे काम करे? First होची possibilities of there is possibilities of disease outbreak. So if you are माने आमे जेमती माने हॉस्पिटल्स अछि, आमे टाइम टू टाइम डिजीज हमको होची, सेमती माछ माननको भी डिजीज हबाटा स्वाभाविक. So when there is a disease outbreak, then there will be less ତମର ଯୋଉ ଇନଭେଷ୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ କରିଥିବ କି ମୁଁ ଏତିକି ଇନକମ୍ କରିବି, ମୋର ଏତିକି ମାଛ ଅଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ସକାଳୁ ଉଠିଲା ବେଳକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଡିଜିଜ୍ ଆଉଟବ୍ରେକ୍ କରିଯାଇଥିବ ଆଉ ମାଛ ଗୁଡ଼ାକ ସବୁ ମରିଯାଇଥିବେ। ସୋ ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି ତୁମର ଗୋଟେ କନଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଣ୍ଟ। ତାପରେ ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଫିକେସନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ୟୁଜ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ସ୍କାର୍ସିଟି ଅଫ୍ ୱାଟର। ବହୁତ ଟାଇମ୍ରେ ଡ୍ୟୁ ଟୁ ଗ୍ଲୋବାଲ ୱାର୍ମିଂ there is we are also going through the scarcity of water, ମରୁଡ଼ି ପଡୁଛେ। ତାପରେ ପ୍ରପର ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ମାନେ ଆମେ ୟୁଜ୍ କରିପାରୁନେ, କିମ୍ବା ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ଇଜ୍ ନଟ୍ ଫର୍ଟାଇଲ୍ ଅର୍ ନଟ୍ ସୁଇଟେବୁଲ୍ ଫର୍ ଡୁଇଂ ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର। ଏଇସବୁ କନଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଣ୍ଟ ବି ଆସେ। ତ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କନଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଣ୍ଟ ହେଉଛି ଫିଡ୍ ଇନଗ୍ରେଡିଏଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ସପ୍ଲାଏ ସର୍ଟେଜ୍। ଯେଉଁ ଆମେ ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର କଥା ହେଉଛେ, ଯଦି ତାର ଫିଡ୍ ଇନଗ୍ରେଡିଏଣ୍ଟସ୍ ତାରକୁ ମାନେ କମ୍ ପଡ଼ିଗଲା କିମ୍ବା ଠିକ୍ ସେ ଆଭେଲେବୁଲ୍ ହେଲା ନାହିଁ, ଲୋ ଫୁଡ୍ ଚେନ୍ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ମାନେ ବେଶୀ ହେଇଯିବେ ଆଉ ହାୟର ଫୁଡ୍ ଚେନ୍ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ will be less। ତ ସେଇଟା ଏଗେନ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଆମର constraint। So another one is socio-economic constraint। ତାପରେ ଆମକୁ land leasing pattern ରେ problems ହୁଏ। ତାପରେ we find time ମାନେ ଆମକୁ food security ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ସେଥିରେ ବି problem ହୁଏ। ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼େ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି, ମାନେ ବେଳେବେଳେ ଆମେ proper knowledge ଆଉ experience ଆଉ training, এই ଯେଉଁ ନଲେଜ, ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ, ଟ୍ରେନିଂ, এই ତିନିଟା ହେଉଛି ବହୁତ ହିଁ ଦରକାର, ଯେଉଁଟାକି ଆମେ ବେଳେବେଳେ ମିସ୍ କରିଯାଉ। ସେଥିପାଇଁକି ଯେତିକି ଆମର ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ୍ସ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ସେମାନେ ଟାଇମ୍ ଟୁ ଟାଇମ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଫିସ୍ ଫାର୍ମର୍ସ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁକି କିମ୍ବା ଯେଉଁ ଆମର ସବୁ ଅଫିସର୍ସ ମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଫିସରୀ ଅଫିସର, ସେମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁକି ଟ୍ରେନିଂ କରନ୍ତି ଟୁ ମିଟ୍ ଦୋଜ୍ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ସ। Then we have completed this part. The next part is the trends in aquaculture. So if we are talking about trends in aquaculture, we will discuss it in two parts. ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି global aquaculture industry ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି Indian aquaculture industry। Now if we see the global aquaculture industry, ମାନେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ FAO ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ୍, ତାର 2022 ଷ୍ଟାଟିଷ୍ଟିକ୍ସ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା, total production of aquaculture sector by that time was 122.6 million tons, and that 122.6 million tons consists of your aquatic food animals that constitute 87.5 million tons, and then algae and consumable algae जोटाको आमे कहूचे, जोटा आमे consume करू, खाऊ जोटा, and that contributed about 35.1 million tons, and then सेल्स एंड पॉल्स माने जो मोती माने ऑर्नामेंटल पर्पस रे हमें जो आनीचे, that is around 700 tons. So all these all together the aquaculture sector yield was 122.6 million tons. Okay, तापरे जदि आमे देखिबा 2020 रे जेतेबेले हमर कोविड टाइम थिला, सेई टाइम रे गोटे सर्वे रु जणा पड़िथिला कि 1990 रे जेतिकी थिला होची aquaculture production, 2020 रे it has increased almost about 60.9%। 60 माने केते धरणरे इंक्रीज करचे। तापरे आमे जदि देखिबा, there are three types of environment for fish aquaculture or any type of culture under aquatic habitats। गोटे होची हमारो फ्रेश वाटर, गोटे होची हमारो मराइन वाटर, आ गोटे होची ब्राकिश वाटर। तो एइथुरु भी हमारो देखिबा को गले फार्म फिन फिश जोटा इनलैंड आ मैराइन aquaculture आसीथिला, that was around 57.5 million tons in 2020। आउ सेथुरु Inland aquaculture थिला 49.1 million ton आउ marine culture थिला 8.3 million tons. जदि पाखरे खाता किंबा पेन अछि आपण माने सेटा को नोट डाउन करि परिबे फिगर्स गुडाक तापरे बही रे मिसे देबे तापरे there are some other farmed species like केवल आमे fish कथा कथा होने आमे मूलरू कहिजे when we are talking of aquaculture we are talking about fish, we are talking about aquatic crops, we are talking about planktons, we are talking about zooplanktons, and we are talking about arthropoda, crustaceans, mollusks. आमे सबो विषय रे कथा होचे even not only for consumption these are also used for your ornamental purpose amara pearl jo bahar hoche that is used for ornamental purpose. Then if we go for mane jo dolphin they are used for entertainment purpose. So there are different animals in under the aquatic environment and there are different purpose also regarding to that species. Okay. So this is the world aquaculture production from world regions of for selected years. यदि आमे देखुचे 2020 आउ 2010 रो ताले आमे देखि परिबा जे आमर आमे जाउचे एशिया रे. So Asia has the most productivity during 2020 and also 2010 and how it has surged from 8,000 tons to 34,916 million tons. माने केते हमर इंप्रूव हेची जदि आलजी देखिबा एटा तापरे ओवरऑल स्पीसीज 71,237,000 tons ru 11 it is around 1,12,293 million tons. So we are having the jehetu amoro kono plus point hochi we are in India and amoro we are having a long coastline kahingi na Asia ra tolo pagare jehetu ame achu amoro east to nei ki west parjanta gote coastline gote lamba coastline te achi. So we are having that adventure ki India is having a long coastline and it is suitable candidate country for aquaculture. Okay. So what all inland aquaculture kette kono heichi coastal ru kette heichi inland ru kette heichi marine ru kette heichi a kono species heichi ame tike dekhi deba. तो फर्स्ट होची कि हमें जदि देखिबा देयर इज अ ग्रास कार्प तार साइंटिफिक नेम होची टेनोफारिंगोटन इडेला सेटा सबुठु अधिका माने इनलैंड एक्वाकल्चर रे हेची एंड इट हैज कंट्रीब्यूटेड टू ऑलमोस्ट 11.8%. ओके तापरे से हिसाब रे देखिबा सिल्वर कार्प तिलापिया सैप्रिनस कार्पियो कॉमन कार्प ए कॉमन कार्प एमानकर फोटोज मु पछरे देखेबी आमे जेतेबेले कैंडिडेट स्पीसीज कथा कथा हबा तापरे लाबियो रोहित आमे बेसी खाउछु कोन आमे जाई जाई का को माछ को बेसी चिन्नुछु ना रोही नले भाकुर but there are also many more species which are economically important and which are also being consumed throughout the world. तो सेमिति कोस्टल और मैराइन कल्चर रे हमें देखुचे अटलांटिक साल्मन मिल्क फिश शानस चानस मुलेट्स गिल्ड सी ब्रिम येलो क्रोकर यूरोपियन सी बेस ग्रुपर्सनी पंपानो तो एई गुडा को भी हमरो कंज्यूमेबल स्पीसीज आउ सबुठु अधिक होची हमर अटलांटिक साल्मन रो इट हैज कंट्रीब्यूटेड टू अराउंड 32.6%. ओके तापरे हमें आसीबा जे हमर वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग कहार केते अछि आ सेथरे इंडिया ऑलमोस्ट इज रैंकिंग थर्ड सबुठी चाइना बाजीमात करतोछि नै कि तो आमर भी सेते की कैपेबिलिटी अछि आमे ऊपर को जाई परिबा किंतु आमर लोक मानक पाखरे सेति की आज जाएंगे टेक्नोलॉजी पहुंची पानी सेति की ट्रेनिंग पहुंची पानी दैट इज द गैप दैट वी आर लैकिंग बिहाइंड in the field of aquaculture. But Nowadays ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ବି ଯଦି ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଜାଣିଥିବେ SDG ଯୋଉ ଆମର ଅଛି they are trying to incorporate this aquaculture and they are trying to develop the blue economy ଯୋଉ ଇକୋନୋମି ଆମର aquaculture ସହିତ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ଟର୍ମ ଏବେ ଆସିଛି ବ୍ଲୁ ଇକୋନୋମି ସୋ ଆପଣମାନେ ଯଦି କିଏ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟେଡ୍ ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି ୟୁ ଗୋ ଟୁ ଅ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ୍ ଆମର ଅଛି ସିଫା ଅଛି ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରରେ ଆପଣ ଯାଇକି ସେଠି ବୁଝାବୁଝି କରିକି ପ୍ରପରଲି ଗୋଟେ ଆକ୍ୱାକଲଚର ଯଦି କରିବେ ଇଟ୍ ୱିଲ୍ yield you a lot of money, it will give you it will generate an income for you. हाँ तो आम आसवा वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग को इंडिया रैंक्स थर्ड किंतु जदि आम स्टेट वाइज देखा आम ओडिशा भी आमर स्टेट वाइज रे नाही कौन सी जगह ना आमर ऑल टुगेदर जदि आम देखुचे आंध्र प्रदेश इज फर्स्ट, वेस्ट बेंगल इज सेकेंड, उत्तर प्रदेश इज थर्ड कौन पे कि बिकज वी आर ऑलवेज लैकिंग आम पिला माने कौन करेंगे ना खाली पाठ पढ़े एग्जाम देवे कौन ना आम ओएस सबू से सिविल सर्विस रे जीव बट देर इज अ लॉट ऑफ ability in the field of aquaculture गोटे तमे जते बिजनेस मैन हे किना छिडा हबो people will come to you for taking advices regarding aquaculture business एमती हेची आगो को मु कहिबी and there are some success stories that people have left their job civil service छाड़ी दे कि ना माने ओएस हेचंती ओएस छाड़ी दे कि ना निजे बाड़ी पछपटे कल्चर करे कि ना मासो को 3 लाख 4 लाख एबे रोजगार करचंती there are numerous examples तो आमे जदि देखिबा मेजर कार प्रोडक्शन मेजर कार प्रोडक्शन रे आंध्र प्रदेश इज रैंकिंग फर्स्ट and West Bengal is ranking second and Chhattisgarh is ranking third. Again minor car production रे आसबा Bihar is first and Uttar Pradesh is second. आउ ब्लॉग्स रु आपण मानक काम होची देखिबे केते परसेंटेज कोठी कोठी प्रोडक्शन हेची and taku note down karibe so these are the trends in coastal and marine aquaculture in India and in the global context. So next, what are the species that have commercially represented as important candidate species for aquaculture? These are some name. First hochi katla, rohu, mrigala. Sethre minor carps rohu katla to janithibe. Minor carps hochi labio calbasu, labio dicelius. तापर फीदर बैग से वालागो आटू चित्तल 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 जोटा आम चित्तल माछ जोटा आम कहूँ महासीर तोर 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 पुटी तोरा तापरे एयर ब्रीदिंग कैटफिश क्लारियस बाट्राकस हेटरोम्निस्टिस फॉसिलिस क्लारियस बाट्राकस कहले हमर मागुर माछ हेटरोम्निस्टिस फॉसिलिस कहले सिंगी माछ तापरे आ गोटे एयर ब्रीदिंग कैटफिश मु छाडी जाउची सेटा होची अनाबास टेस्टुडिनस सेटा होची हमर कोई को माछ तापरे देन मुरेल्स को जदि हमें आसीबा देन दैट इज चाना स्ट्राइटस चाना मारुलियस तापरे ईल अछि आंगुइला बेंगालेंसिस आंगुइला बाइकलर मुलेट्स मुगिल स्पेसीज तापरे बरमुंडी रे लाटेस कालकारिफरी तापरे मिल्क फिश रे चानस चानस तापरे हमें आसीबा एक्जोटिक कार्प्स कथा जो कॉमन कार्प ग्रास कार्प सिल्वर कार्प बिग हेड कार्प तिलापिया स्ट्राइप्ड कैटफिश रेनबो ट्राउट Oncorhynchus
Ma'am,
माइकिस जोटा
slide
हमें
is not
कहू
moving.
slide is not moving
No, ma'am.
एबे देखिले
Yes, yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
से मझिरे मझिरे मे बी बोधे नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम किछि होचे जोति पे हैंग हे जाउचे सो आई थिंक आई एम क्वाइट ऑडिबल टू ऑल ऑफ यू एंड you get to understand what I am telling.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm? So these are the fish species, and with this we have come to the end of the first unit. Kichi jedi doubts ache within 5 minutes, you can ask one or two questions just. Then we will go to block 2, and here we will study about types of aquatic environment, physical properties of water, chemical properties.
Ma'am, good evening.
Yeah.
Ma- ma-
Yes.
Ma'am, if possible, can you please show us the previous slides because they were not visible when you were explaining. Only one single slide was visible. So, if possible, ma'am, can you please represent that those slides, initial slides, ma'am?
Okay, so let me go through it again. From which slide number it was not visible? Can someone tell me, please?
From the
Ma'am, last
beginning,
slide,
madam.
which was visible, factors concerning aquaculture, on which four factors were written, ma'am. Only that slide was visible. After that, I think there was some network issues or what, I don't know. But from now on, a factor concerning aquaculture, उसके बाद वाला कोई भी स्लाइड मैम नहीं दिख रहा था, आपकी वॉइस लेकिन सुनाई दे रही थी.
Okay, so I was speaking in Odia. Were you able to understand what I was telling you?
Yes, ma'am.
यस मैम, आई थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ आ गया था
You can
मैम,
understand.
आप इंग्लिश में भी बोल रहे थे इसीलिए. हाँ, समझ आ गया
Okay,
था मैम.
okay, fine. Okay, fine then. So these are the factors concerning aquaculture. I think this was visible to you, right?
Ma'am.
Is this visible to you now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
So this was visible last. Then these are the trends in aquaculture that.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. So you want to take a screenshot, then you can take. Just let me know after you take. Go through it.
Done, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Slide number 5, it is visible now. Ma'am, please move on to slide 6.
This one.
Slide 5 is visible now.
So this one, what I am showing now is the global aquaculture industry, where
No,
it is
factors
there is a.
concerning aquaculture page is open.
So this now global aquaculture industry is visible.
No,
No,
no.
ma'am.
The factors con
Yes, now
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
visible, ma'am. Global aquaculture industry, it is visible now.
I think when I am doing the slideshow, it is not visible to you. Okay.
Now visible.
Then this one, is it visible now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Visible.
Okay, I think when I'm going through the slideshow, it is becoming difficult for it to load on the movement. So let me go through this then. Introduction to aquaculture. All these are, I have taken the screenshots from your blogs. That is block 1. I exactly do not remember the page number, but these have been taken from your block 1.
Ma'am, can we get it somehow in PDF form or in PPT form through our official WhatsApp group or
I
through
mean,
any means?
you all can access that eGyanco's handle, and there you have the PDF of what I am teaching you today.
How can I
Okay, ma'am.
get previous year questions?
I don't know. This is the first batch, I think. I do not have any idea. I'm sorry. I do not have any idea of previous year questions. I guess you would be the first batch that would be appearing for the MSc Geology semesters.
Yesterday, the teacher said that this is introduced first time in Odisha, but previous year
Yes, 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 yes.
questions should be there, I
So
think.
questions about you
Ma'am, it's
can just
available on IGNOU's website. Ma'am,
yeah.
question papers are available on IGNOU's website. These exams happened in December 2024 session,
Okay,
and
okay.
question papers are available there.
Okay.
Okay, okay,
So
thank you.
can just let us move forward because I don't think I would be able to complete. There are 3 more units left.
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆପଣ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ୟୁନିଟରେ ଯାହା ପଢ଼େଇଲେ ସେଥିରେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ କେମିତି ଆସିବ?
ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ୟୁନିଟର ସମରି ପରେ Okay, all of you, please go to the summary page and you see after summary page, the in between your materials there are some questions like essay one,
Terminal
essay
questions,
two,
right, ma'am?
terminal questions. Yeah, so you can solve out those questions, and you can also prepare questions on your own. You can also go through the questions of other universities like Delhi University. You can just type aquatic biology, Delhi University, aquatic biology semester questions. So you can log on to different websites and just gather together a question bank for yourself. Means just go on to the Google, put up the keywords like questions on aquatic biology for semesters, UG semester.
Ma'am, good
Ma'am,
evening.
from assignment questions of last two session, we can also prepare from there, no?
Yeah. You can also prepare from there.
Ma'am, good evening. Ma'am, you told elaborately about intensive aquaculture. Could you please introduce 1 to 2 line about extensive aquaculture?
See, extensive aquaculture is those type of aquaculture where you do not have to input anything. Supposingly, if you are going for semi-intensive, either you are going to input some you are going to fence the area, you are going to put some feed or something like that. इंटेंसिव में क्या होता है कि इंटेंसिव में आपको पूरा का पूरा ध्यान रखना, जैसे कि आईसीयू में पूरा का पूरा ध्यान रखा जाता है इंटेंसिव केयर यूनिट जो होता है, वैसे ही इंटेंसिव फार्मिंग मतलब होता है. If you go for semi intensive is that regularly not frequently, just you have to see that the fish are well growing, the fish are eating properly or not. When you are talking about extensive, you do not have to bother about anything. वो फिश को खाना देना है कि नहीं देना है, उसके बारे में आपको चिंता करने की कोई, देयर इज नो इनपुट एक्चुअली.
Okay, ma'am. As you told of like wild captivity or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
So let us move on to block 2. So in block 2, that is the environment for aquatic organisms. So there are, I told there are mainly 3 types of aquatic organisms. That is your freshwater and brackish water and marine water. Now, I just forgot to discuss about the trends in farmed species. According to the National Bureau of Fish Genetic Resources, there are altogether 2,868 indigenous species that has been identified, and these belong to 39 orders, 225 families, and 852 genera. And out of these your species, there are freshwater species that accounts for 877, and then brackish water species that accounts for 113 species. And if you're talking about marine water, then there are 1878 species. So the most fish that they reside in the marine water. Now, if we're talking about exotic, there were 325 species that has been identified. Out of them, 291 are ornamental species, and 31 are aquaculturable species, and 3 are larvicidal species. So this is the general trend of the farm species which have been documented by the National Bureau of Fish Genetic Resources. If any of you are appearing for any kind of entrance exams, just remember NBFGR. NBFGR इसका full form है National Bureau of Fish Genetic Resources. Okay. So there are a lot of things in the blog that I have left is trends in employment and trends in consumption. कितना employment generate किया गया है, कितने generate ହେଇଛି employment, ଆଉ କେତେ consumption ହେଇଛି, ଆଉ market value, market demand କ'ଣ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ species ର. ତାପରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ species ଗୋଟେ cultivate କରୁ, when we are cultivating a species or when we are taking up a candidate species for aquaculture, we should also see it has a market demand or not. because if you are going to culture heterogeneous fossils, most of the people they do not prefer to eat heterogeneous fossils because it doesn't look nice. Maybe it will not taste good. So there are some mental, I mean, psychological restrictions which pursue that. All have taken that हमको बस रोहू और कातला चाहिए. जेबे भी मार्केट रे देखिबो केवल रोही माछ नले भाकुर माछ ही नबो. आउ किछि स्पीसीज आसिले भी माने टूना स्पीसीज गोटे मराइन सेटा गोटे एक्वाकल्चर स्पीसीज टूना अछि, and that is protein content ette adhika, the protein content is higher, but still people do not to prefer to take intake that particular tuna species, and it is most costliest species that I have seen. And if we talk of salmons, even people do not prefer to eat salmons, pomfret, because they are costly and they do not look nice. And so that now somehow pomfret has come into the trend of consumption. So this is all about the trends that is in consumption of fishes. So next we will go to types of aquatic environment. Then when we are talking about freshwater environment, the freshwater environment is the inland water bodies. Okay, so these are of two types. One is lotic, another is lentic. So you can write down. Lotic is your LOTIC, and lentic is LENTIC. I have not written. I could not get actually time to put it in your slides. So when we talk of lotic, that is running water. So all those freshwater sources that have running water, like rivers, or if you go then river systems or spring or stream, that are always flowing, they're not stagnant. So these are all lotic. Flow, lotic. If it stays lentic, stay lentic, standing water. So you can just keep in your mind, if flow, it rhymes with low, so that is lotic. If it is standing water or it stays, it is lentic. Okay. Then when we are talking about lotic running water, there is river system. You can see this is the picture and different components of river system. That DB is the drainage basin, and WD, if you see this part, WD, it is your water divide, and this MS is the mainstream, and T means tributaries. So these are some components of the river. Now if we go to the next slide, we can see this is the cross section of a lake showing different zones of its aquatic environment. Like when we come to the lentic part. Okay, so lentic part, it consists of your standing water series, and that means the environment is containing static water. Okay, and the examples are lakes. Okay, the structure of a lake basin, it has been divided into various zones, like littoral zone. This one is a littoral zone. Then next is a limnetic zone. So you can, and then there is benthic zone. So these are three zones majorly that has been divided, and there are some euphotic zone, profundal zone. Okay, so if we are going delving into this type of environment, if I will make you understand, it will take a lot of time, and we are already running out of time. So you can just go through the block that has been allotted to you. So just khali gote line kahi dochi. When we are talking of littoral zone, seta hochi tumara shallow waters of the lake, माने जोटा shoreline areas रे थिबो ताकू आमे littoral zone बोली को. तार depth बेसी न थाए, आउ surface light penetrate करि परिबो water column भितर को जो पर्यंत. तो this characteristics are of littoral zone. माने that is that makes that area is
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes.
Can you again explain the littoral zone?
ओके लिटरल जोन इज द सैलो जोन मतलब वहां पे क्या होता है कि मतलब ज्यादातर मतलब डेप्थ में नहीं होता, यहाँ पे सनलाइट पास कर सकता है, इसीलिए दैट इज सुइटेबल फॉर डेवलपमेंट और ग्रोथ ऑफ द aquatic plants because it can get the sun ray. Okay, so it is only the depth is only the 1% of the total aquatic environment. That is littoral zone. That is the surface. You can say that the surface रे जेतिकी area से cover करूची जेतिकी पर्यंत sunlight जाई परिबो, that is your littoral zone.
Okay, ma'am.
Then
Thank you, ma'am.
then comes a limnatic zone. That is the open water zone. That is quite far away from the shore. You can see. So this one is away from the shore. Okay. So this also is referred to as your pelagic zone, and the penetration of the light does not reach the bottom. You can see here there are some submerged aquatic plants, here there are some floating aquatic plants, here are some emerging aquatic plants. All these are happening in the littoral zone. Why? Because they are getting the sunlight in this area. But when we are talking about the limnatic zone, here the depth is very much lower, and the sun rays are unable to reach through. So that is known as your also pelagic zone. Then this
Ma'am,
is
there will be no aquatic plant in the very depth in the water.
no, there are some aquatic plants, but which do not require sunlight. They can grow under the aquatic environment. Okay.
Then
Okay,
how could
ma'am.
they do the photosynthesis if they will not get the proper amount of sunlight? How will they survive?
See, for sunlight photosynthesis, if you know that it has some dark reaction, it has some light reaction. So these species, they do not require some light reaction, they do not, they are means accustomed, ସେମାନେ ସେଇ ହିସାବରେ habituated, ଯେହେତୁ ମାନେ ବହୁତ ତଳ ଜୋନରେ ସେମାନେ ଡେଭଲପ କରନ୍ତି, ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ସେମିତି ନେଚରରେ ସେମିତି ଅଛି। ମୁଁ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ଫିଜିଓଲୋଜି ତ କହିପାରିବିନି କେମିତି କରନ୍ତି, ବଟ୍ anything that has been designed by the nature, they can carry out their photosynthetic process. ସେମିତି ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଗଲେ ଡେଜର୍ଟ ଏରିଆରେ ବି କେବଳ ଥର୍ନସ୍ ଥାଇକି ବି ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟସ୍ ସେମାନେ ରେଜିଷ୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। So I'm not a plant physiologist that I am able to explain you properly on this context. Okay. So ଯଦି ମାନେ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ପଢିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବ, ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟେଡ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ନିଜେ ସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରିକି ପଢି ପାରିବେ, and that is a very good question. But ଆମେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବା ମାନେ ଟେରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଆଲ ରେ ବି ବହୁତ ଗଛ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କର ଲିଭ୍ସ ନାହିଁ, but they are thriving, isn't it?
But they have the chlorophyll in other parts of the plant, no? That's why they can do the photosynthesis.
Then
Otherwise, they.
ସେମିତି ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଗଲେ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡାକ ଥର୍ନି ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟସ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କର କ୍ଲୋରୋଫିଲ୍ କୋଉଠି ଅଛି?
In case of the cactus, you will get the
Not only
chlorophyll
cactus,
in the
I'm not
stems.
talking about cactus. There are some plants which lack chlorophyll. But there are some other, I'm just forgetting the name. In Sabuti chlorophyll not hai. There are some other pigments and other
Yes,
organ.
ma'am, exactly. जैसे variegated leaves, they have the chlorophyll, but it is in the form of the mask. So they
Yes.
will be hided in the chlorophyll is hided by certain kind of pigments
Huh.
or mask.
Hmm.
But chlorophyll is there. Without chlorophyll, plant
Chromatophores.
will not able to do the
Exactly.
photosynthesis.
Chromatophores.
Yes.
Chromatophore डार्क रिएक्शन ने भी यही परियो डार्क रिएक्शन ने डायरेक्ट सनलाइट की आवश्यक ना ग्रान्युल्स राई परियो
ठीक আছে ଆମେ ଆଗକୁ
Okay,
ବଢିବା।
okay, okay,
Thank you,
okay.
thank you.
Yes, yes, sure, ma'am, sure.
So तापर लिम्नेटिक जोन को जोटा हमें कहिदेले, तापर होची बेंथिक जोन, सेटा होची सबुठु लोएस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ वाटर। तापर सेटा बेंथिक जोन ता आपण देखिबे that extends from the shore line that is in the littoral zone to the bottom of the lake in the लिनेटिक जोन पूरा ए जगारू एतिकी जगह जेतिकी अच्छी लोएस्ट पॉइंट जोटा सेटा होची बेंथिक जोन तापरे जो माने ए एरिया रे जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स माने रुहंती तांको आमे बेंथोस बोली कि ना कहू आउ से माने दे इंक्लूड सियानोबैक्टीरिया यूकैरियोटिक algae डिप्टेरन्स क्रस्टेशियंस एंड मोलस्क तो बहुत जगह एल्जी भी डेवलप करते ये जो माने बेंथिक जोन रे एल्जी माने भी थांती जोटा कि माने फाइटोप्लैंक्टन भलिया काम दियंती फॉर द फिश स्पीसीज बहुत गुड़ाक ब्लू ग्रीन एल्जी थांती दे डू नॉट रिक्वायर सनलाइट so they serve as the feed for the aquatic animals isn't it so next hochi depending upon the productivity of lakes so lakes has been classified into oligotrophic lakes and eutrophic lakes and your dystrophic lakes so what we are seeing now is the oligotrophic lakes so there are very few emerging aquatic plants and clean and clear water and less of sediment so this is your oligo characteristics of oligotrophic lakes they are माने एई लेवल एठी तुमे देखिबो तमरा न्यूट्रिएंट कंटेंट भी बहुत लो थाए ସେଥିପାଇଁ କି the overall productivity of this oligotrophic lake is low ତ ଏଇଠି ବି ତୁମେ ଯଦି ମାନେ ଦେଖିବ oligotrophic lake तार constituent सब कोन ना phytoplankton zooplankton ଆଉ fishes ଆଉ सेटा भी बहुत कम एई जगह रे तुमे देखिबो बहुत ही कम अछन से माने बिकॉज़ एठी तो न्यूट्रिएंट कंटेंट लो रहिला ना से माने ग्रो केमिति करिवे तो तापरे oligotrophic lakes सब अधिक सेमानकर डेप्थ भी थाए तो this is around 10 to 30 meters okay तापरे नेक्स्ट होची आमे जिबा eutrophic lakes को so this is a eutrophic lake eutrophic lakes सेमानकर माने nutrient level बहुत high you can see accumulated sediments are there then abundant macrophytes are there you can see phytoplanktons are there and this biotic community it has high population of lesser species composition माने बहुत particular species when we talk high species population माने धरको गोटे प्रकार species either रोही हो भाकुर हो दी प्रकार species थिबा किंतु highly populated है किथबो जो माने कि ए एरिया रे particularly thrive करि परिबे माने बंची परिबे survive करि परिबे तो these are the characteristics of eutrophic lakes तापरे होची हमें आसीबा dystrophic lakes सेमानकर काम माने कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स कोन ना ऑर्गेनिक मैटर्स तार पिक्चर अवश्य नाही तो dystrophic lakes होची कोन dystrophic lakes होची तार organic matters these are accumulated माने outside that lake so all these मु जोटा देखेली lake that means these are all coming under your lentic that is lakes type of lakes re तो dystrophic lakes रे organic matter is outside the lakes ଆଉ water shed of the dystrophic lakes are usually forest माने जेतिकी वाटर सेठिकी आसीबो सेटा फॉरेस्ट रो जो वाटर सेठिकी ही आसीबो साउ तापरे तांकर pH भी लो थाए that is around 4 to 6 it is rich in humus ता वाटर कलर बेले बेले डिकम्पोज्ड लीव्स पे किना येलो टू ब्राउन है किना थाए आउ जेहेतु आर माने न्यूट्रिएंट लेवल ता ठीक न थाए आर केवल माने माने जो फिश आउ प्लैंक्टन पॉपुलेशन बहुत कम थाए but the dominant species of these types of lakes are algae phytoplankton and other types of planktons okay so this is about lakes when we are now talking about the lentic lakes pore आउ कोन आसी परिबो ना reservoirs माने कोन ना रिजर्वोयर्स आर द मैन मेड लार्ज वाटर बॉडीज माने जेमति कि आमे डैम सब जो हीराकुद डैम हैला किंबा कोनोसी एरिया रे जदी वाटर को आमे स्टॉकिंग करी कि ना गोटे मैन मेड रिजर्वोयर करि परछ माने मैन दैट रिजर्वोयर व्हिच इज आर्टिफिशियली मेड जेमति कि डैम्स फॉर एग्जांपल आमर भी माने ओडिसा रे देखिया गले बुल्ला रे अछि प्रति डिस्ट्रिक्ट रे बधवे गोटे छोट मोट डैम तो थिबो ही थिबो नहले जो फ्लड वाटर मैनेज हे परिबो नाही तो चाइना रे रिजर्वोयर साइज सब थाए कोन ना 10 to 1000 हेक्टर which are considered as small किंतु माने जदि देश को देश आमे देखि कि ना जिबा रशिया रे रिजर्वोयर साइज होची 10000 हेक्टर चाइना रे जदि 1000 हला रशिया रे होची 10000 यूएसए रे होची सेमति 0.1 हेक्टर ओके सो माने एरिया को ने कि ना से माने करिसंती तापरे नेक्स्ट होची पॉन्ड्स सो अंडर लेंटिक फर्स्ट वी डिस्कस्ड लेक्स रिजर्वोयर्स नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पॉन्ड्स तापरे पॉन्ड्स को जदि हमें देखिबा सीजनल तार सब अछि सेति पय कि दुईटा टाइप रो अछि गोटे होची टेम्पररी आ गोटे होची परमानेंट जो गुडा को सीजनल थाए माने जेमति वर्षा हैला से पॉन्ड गुडा को सेई टाइम रे फुल थिबो नले अलगा टाइम रे full नथिबो so that depends of completely the water level depends completely on the season okay when we are in the summer season these are the water level is quite lower okay so then next which swamps होची कोन लो वेटलैंड्स जदि हमें चिलिका टाइप रो एरिया को देखिबा माने ओडिसा रो दैट इज अ वेटलैंड सो जोटा माने कादुआ जगह टिके थिबो सेटा किंतु माने दैट इज अ ट्रांजिशन बिटवीन अ ओपन वाटर एंड अ ड्राई लैंड माने एठी देखिबो एटा होची गोटे ओपन वाटर एपटा होची ड्राई लैंड तो सेई टाइप एई जगह मझिरे जति कि थिबो सेटा होची एतिकी जगह जोटा थिबो सेटा होची स्वाम्पी एरिया एटा अवश्य नुहे व्हाट आई एम शोइंग यू इज माने जस्ट फॉर एग्जांपल एटा होची मैनग्रोव फॉरेस्ट डेवलपमेंट जोटा कादुआ कादुआ जगह मंगला जोडी जदी जाइथिबे मंगला जोडी जोटा एरिया अछि सेटा होची गोटे स्वाम्प तो सेई जगह रे कोन हुए ना जेतको स्वाम्पी एरिया आपण देखिबे से that those swampy areas are having a rich diversity of species any kind of species you talk about starting from your butterfly species starting from your spiders your pollinators जेति की pollinators सब थांती आ जेति की माने छोटो छोटो फ्लावर्स माने थांती जो लो फूड चेन रे जेतक स्पीसीज थांती you can find them around swamps so सेटा गोटे ट्रांजिशनल जेहेतु स्टेज थाए सेति पय कि बहुत गुडा स्पीसीज हमें सेठी पाओ so this is all about your lentic zone now there are some tidal marshes there are some non tidal marshes जदि आमे एटा को देखिबा ओशन एटा जदि आमे आसीबा मैनग्रोव को एट बैरियर रीफ रु एपटो को जोटा सेटा टाइडल लैंड जेतिकीटा एठी अछि जेतिकी एरिया लेगुन को नै किना दैट इज द नॉन टाइडल मार्स ओके तापरे नेक्स्ट आमे देखिबा ब्रैकिश वाटर दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर एतिकी पर्यंत जोटा आमे देखिले यूट्रोपिक लेक पर्यंत रिजर्वोयर्स स्वैम्प्स जहां भी अछि दैट इज योर फ्रेश वाटर नेक्स्ट आमे जिबा ब्रैकिश वाटर कोन ना जोठी हमर सॉल्ट वाटर आ फ्रेश वाटर मिक्सचर होचे दैट मींस द माने वेरिंग कंसंट्रेशन रे मिक्सचर होची सेटा को हमें कहबा होची ब्रैकिश वाटर तो ए जो एटा होची गोटे रिवर केमिति हुए फ्रेश वाटर रिवर इज अ फ्रेश वाटर रिसोर्स सेटा जत्ते बळे आसी की गोटे सी एरिया माने मुहाण पाखरे मिसुथिबो पर्टिकुलरली ए जो जागा जो रेड कलर बुला हेची दैट इज एस्चुअरी एंड दैट इज अ ब्रैकिश वाटर रिसोर्स आउ एठी बहुत गुडा स्पीसीज थांती काहेकि ना बहुत गुडा स्पीसीज से हिसाब रे स्टेनोहेलाइन यूरिहेलाइन एमिति हेकिना थांती माने सेमानको फ्रेश वाटर दरकार तांकर लाइफ स्पैन रहिबा पई कि आउ सेमाने किछि मोमेंट पई कि ना जानती सी वाटर को टू कंप्लीट देयर लाइफ साइकिल लाइक रिप्रोडक्शन to lay their fertility period in the sea water, and then again they come back to the fresh water for living a lifespan. Again, there are some sea marine water species which reside in a whole life in the sea water, but they come to this fresh water or this a transitional part of the sea water and fresh water, that is the shoreline, that is lagoon. They come here for the reproductive life cycle and then again they go back into the sea. सेटा हमर फिश माइग्रेशन जदि आपण माने पढिथिबे anadromous catadromous, तो सेठू आपण you can correlate which are the catadromous fish, which are anadromous fish, and that is why this area, that is the estuary, is mostly species rich. Okay, so this is the brackish water environment. यदि हमें देखिबा फ्रेश वाटर salinity, if we talk about the salinity, the salinity level of the fresh water is less than 0.5 ppt. Then if we are talking about oligohaline, then the ppt level is 0.5 to 5 ppt, and that is parts per thousand. The ppt is parts per thousand. Then if you are talking about mesohaline water zone, gradient water zone, that is 5 to 18, and polyhaline is 18 to 30 ppt. And if it is more than 30 ppt, it is completely a sea water. So sea water have a salinity level of more than 30 ppt. So this is the estuarine part, and this is the brackish water part. So estuarine fauna, there have been divided into three categories. First one is stragglers, then migratory forms, jemti ki mu kohuthili jo mane anadromous hela catadromous hela, these are all migratory forms. Tapare true estuarine forms, जो एई एरिया रे जोडा रहुथिबे ट्रूली माने सबु बेले कंप्लीटली माने लाइफ साइकिल ता तांकर एई एस्चुअरी एरिया रे कंप्लीट होउथिबो, they are known as true estuarine forms. Then which are stragglers, they include these stragglers, they are from wider range of salinity, and they include the freshwater habitat as well as the marine water habitat. Okay, then next we come to mangrove. Mostly we have seen this mangrove, Sundarban mangroves in our Kendrapada Bhitarkanika sethi bhi ame mangroves dekhiche. Mostly jetaka mane shoreline re dekhibo estuarine habitat re seiti sabuti thibo hochi mangrove association. And this is very important. The mangrove vegetation is very important in protecting the shoreline during the cyclone, because it hold these prop roots that you see, and these hold on to the baseline of the coastal zone, and they prevent the soil to be washed out during cyclone or any kind of tsunamis and all. ସେଥିପାଇଁ କି ନା ଏବେ ମ୍ୟାନଗ୍ରୋଭ ଭେଜିଟେସନ ଡେଭଲପ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି ବହୁତ steps ନିଆ ହଉଛି, since Odisha is a very cyclone prone area. So steps are being taken to establish more and more mangrove associations, and there are different mangrove plants like Avicennia, Brugueria, Exocercaria, Rhizophora, and their roots, they serve as the sand binders. They bind to the sand and they hold the debris and silt brought by the waters and making them nutrient rich. So these roots are actually the pneumatophore roots. Okay, next hochi backwaters. When after mangrove we will go to backwaters. So backwaters, we have known that the Kerala is very famous for the backwaters, because ତାଙ୍କର କେମିତି ଯୋଉ canal system type ର ଥାଏ, ଆଉ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ବାଡି ପଛା ପଟେ ଆମର ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଘରୁ ବାହାରିଲେ we are taking the help of scooters or any vehicle for going to the market. What they do actually is in Kerala, they have everyone has a boat, so they have houses beside the backwaters, and their mode of communication is boat. And backwaters is altogether 365 days they communicate through the backwaters also. Okay, so that is also a stagnant water body, but that is not reached by the current, and it is always stagnant and still. And the bottom of backwater is generally sandy. It considerable with silt and clay mixture, and they are only ଯେତିକ ଆମର migratory fauna ଥାନ୍ତି ସେମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ କି ବେଶୀ important. Next we will go to marine environment. So a marine environment katha jetra ame katha hoche, there are classifications of marine environment. That is, there are two major divisions of the ocean, that is pelagic region, another one is your benthic zone. Okay, so the pelagic region, as we have already discussed, they are distinguished into neritic province and oceanic province. So you can see this one up to the level of जो पर्यंत हमर silt अछि से पर्यंत, that is known as neritic. तापर जेटु पूरा water start हेछि, that is your oceanic. तो नेरेटिक प्रोविंस जोटा जो थाए तार डेप्थ, water depth होचे up to 200 meters till the land mass is present. Okay, oceanic province होचे तार depth होचे, it is around 1100 meters down. এটা যেতিকি oceanic, it is 1001, more than also 1001. This oceanic province, it is free from influence of terrestrial environment. There is no terrestrial, you can see here terrestrial environment is there. So if you have understood the lake morphology, you can very well understand this one also. So we will skip from here, and there is that is pelagic, and you can go through what is epipelagic region, what is mesopelagic region, and bathypelagic. You can see that there are different temperatures, and it varies. The depth varies with the temperature. If you see up to 700 or to 1000 meter, there is the temperature of that region is 10 degrees Celsius. And if you go downwards from the 1000 meter to the hadal pelagic region, that is 6000 meter, you will find that is the 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, next, advantages of water as a medium for life. So what are the some advantages of water? Now water is a valuable buffer. How water is a valuable buffer? It changes its it maintains its temperature, salinity, turbidity, and other physical factors with the changing environment. Okay, and that is required both for the organisms and also for the aquatic environment. Next, if we are talking about the density, viscosity, heat capacity, and specific gravity, these are all the physical characteristics of water which help or which signify that water is a best medium for survival of life. Okay, so with this we again go to the physical properties of water. So if we see, this is the molecular structure of water molecule, and these are the hydrogen bonds that has been established. One water molecule is attached to another water molecules through the hydrogen bonds. and these hydrogen bond, they create a strong force so that the water is flowing in nature. So the water molecules are attached to each other through hydrogen bonds. Then the different properties of water. First is the density. One of the most important physical properties is the density. Other factors are like pressure, temperature, and then what dissolved substance. ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ aquaguard ଲଗାଉଛେ ଘରେ ଗୋଟେ TDS ବୋଲିକିନା ମାପିବାର ଥାଏ. So that is the total dissolved substances. All the water resource that comes through, they have some dissolved substances whose ମାନେ ସେଇଟାର କନସେନ୍ଟ୍ରେସନ୍ କ'ଣ ନା ଫ୍ରେଶ୍ ୱାଟରରେ ବହୁତ କମ୍ ଥାଏ ଆଉ ସଲ୍ଟ ୱାଟରରେ ଅଧିକ ଥାଏ. ସେଥିପାଇଁ କି ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ଘରେ ଦେଖିବ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଏରିଆରୁ ଏରିଆ କ'ଣ ହୁଏ, ଯଦି ତମେ ଅନୁଗୁଳ ଏରିଆକୁ ଯିବ ସେଠି TDS ଟା ତମର ଅଧିକ ଥାଏ. ସେଥିପାଇଁ କି ନା ବକେଟ ସବୁ ଧଳା ପଡ଼ିଯାଏ. କିନ୍ତୁ ତୁମେ ଯଦି କୋଷ୍ଟାଲ ଏରିଆସକୁ ଯିବ ସେଇଠି କ'ଣ ନା ତାର TDS ଟା ବହୁତ କମ୍ ଥାଏ. ଆଉ ସେଥିପାଇଁ କି ନା ତୁମର that is also suitable for proper drinking water. Okay, so this is about dissolved substances. Tapare temperature, water temperature hochi mostly it is around 4 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius of room temperature. Tapare on the basis of thermal stratification in water bodies, it has been again categorized into your thermal stratification हिसाब से the सबुठु जोटा upper layer जेतले थाए water रो सेई stratum टाको आमे कहू epilimnion stratum. तापर तार lower strata टा होची hypolimnion. The stratum between जो टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस होची सेटा होची माने फास्ट होची एपिलिम्नियन आउ हाइपोलिम्नियन सबुठु डेप्थ वाला आउ एपिलिम्नियन आउ हाइपोलिम्नियन भितरे जो स्ट्राटाटा रहुची सेटा होची मेटालिम्नियन और थर्मोक्लाइन. तो thermocline, if बेले बेले short questions से आसे what is thermocline? It can be defined as a layer across which the temperature drops at least a rate of 1 degree per Celsius per meter. तो ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଥର୍ମୋକ୍ଲାଇନ୍ ମାନେ କହୁଛେ ଏପିଲିମ୍ନିୟନ ର ଯେତେବେଳେ ଟେମ୍ପରେଚର ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ସେଟା ହଉଛି 20 ଡିଗ୍ରୀ ସେଲସିୟସ୍ ଥାଏ. ଏଠି ଆମେ ଆସିବା ଏଗେନ୍ ଏଠି ଯଦି ଆମେ ଉପରେ ଦେଖୁଛେ that is 20 degree Celsius. So if we consider this one is the upper strata and that is known as an epilimnion, and this lower strata, this is called as a hypolimnion. मझिरे जेतिकी रहिला that is your मेटालिम्नियन. एठी जति 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस रहुची एठी होची 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस रहुची केमिति सेटा को ड्रॉप करूचे दैट इज अ थर्मल स्ट्राटिफिकेशन प्रोसेस. आ जेते हमें तळकु जिबा 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस पर मीटर सेतिकी डिक्लाइन करी करी जिवो. So this is the thermal stratification in water bodies. Now, so with this we complete the tapare chemical properties bhi ache. Physical, this one is the physical, all physical properties. Chemical properties re amar asibo hydrogen ion concentration, that is the pH. ଆଉ ତାପରେ ଆମର ଆସିବ pH ଯଦି ହାଇଡ୍ରୋଜେନ ଆୟନ କନସେନ୍ଟ୍ରେସନ ଅଧିକ ରହୁଛି ତାହେଲେ pH ହଉଛି 1 ରୁ 6 ଭିତରେ ରହିବ, ନ୍ୟୁଟ୍ରାଲ ହେଲେ 7 ଆଉ 7 ରୁ ଅଧିକ ହେଲେ ଯଦି ହାଇଡ୍ରୋଜେନ ଆୟନ କମ आयन concentration कमी जिवो आ OH minus आयन रो concentration बढ़िबो, that is towards the alkalinity. Okay, तापरे dissolved oxygen and जेतक gaseous form and dissolved, not only oxygen, along with oxygen there are different gases which are present in the dissolved form in the water. Okay, तो जिते हमर aquatic organisms थांती water भितरे ସେମାନେ ऑक्सीजन केमिति नियंती और अदर गैसेस केमिति यूटिलाइज करंती ना, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ वाटर इट कैन हैव अ डिसॉल्व्ड ऑक्सीजन. ओके, तापरे नेक्स्ट हमें ଯିବା chemical properties ରୁ एटा होची DO लेवल आमे टिके देखिदबा जदि DO लेवल 5 mg per liter अच्छी if the DO level is more than 5 mg per liter, that is the optimal level required for the growth and immunity production. Now when it declines towards 2 mg per liter, that means 1 liter 2 mg of oxygen
Madam,
jodi ame
what
dekhiba.
is the meaning of DO? DO.
I told that is dissolved oxygen.
Okay, okay.
So जदि हमें देखिबा it is being declining towards 2 mg per liter, then it leads towards the disease. And if it declines more, it develops hypoxia. That is, hypoxia is shortage of oxygen, they cannot take oxygen, and there is short exposure, and that leads to death also. And when it comes to zero completely, it is apoxia and mortality occurs. Then what are the symptoms of hypoxia? It acts slugging and it stops eating. It gasp ମାନେ ସେମାନେ surface को पळे आसंती air नबा ପାଇଁ कि, and then there is slow growth rate. Okay, तो ए गुड़ाक होची हमरो how DO is related to your physiological response and what happens when the DO level declines from 5 mg per liter to 0 mg per liter. So along with dissolved gases, other dissolved gas and along with oxygen, other dissolved gases are there, that is nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, etc. Now after discussing about dissolved oxygen, another property of water is alkalinity and total hardness. Now a particular fish species, if we take, so it has a particular specific pH. Jodi gote water pH decrease karibo ki increase karibo, that also has derogatory effects on the survival of fish. Okay, so alkalinity, total hardness, they all have a impact on the fish survival. So any questions that are being if you all are having any doubt, we can take it after the class. So please have patience until then, you just note it down, because if you're just asking a question in between, the flow of my presentation is getting disturbed. Okay, so I hope you will all manage with this part. Next, there are some aquatic environment like river system. Jodi ame katha hoche, amaro India re there are many river systems are there. So one of them is your Ganges. So we have now come to the third unit. This is a part of your third unit, that is water resources for aquaculture. Okay, I'm take speed re jiba because we have half an hour, although I will take 10 to 15 minutes more because I won't be able to complete this within half an hour. So fresh water resource जोटा मु कहूली, फास्ट होची इनलैंड. सो इनलैंड फ्रेश वाटर जो आमर इंडिया रो अच्छी सेटा होची, we have come to unit 3. Okay, if you are having the block, you can refer to that. The Indian freshwater system, they comprise completely of rivers, floodplain lakes, canals and ponds. So what I am showing you now is the Ganga river system. The Ganga river system ro mainstream ro length hochi 2525 kilometer. Okay, तो ता भितरे मेजर रिवर्स आर गंगा, रामगंगा, घाघरा, गोमती, गंडक, कोसी, यमुना, चंबल, सोनी, केन. ହେଲା ତ ତାର ବି ଲେନ୍ଥ ଗୁଡାକ ଦେଇଛି ଆଉ କୋଉ ଫିश ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ମେଜର କାର୍ପସ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା କାଟଲା ଲାବିଓ ରୋହିତା ସିରିନସ୍ ମୃଗାଲା ଲାବିଓ ବାଟା ଲାବିଓ ଡେରୋ ସିରିନସ୍ ରେବା ସେପ୍ରିନସ୍ कार्पियो ओरियोक्रोमिस एनिलोटिकस हाइपोप्थालमिस मोलिट्रिक्स आरिस्टिकिस नोबिलिस कैटफिश जदि देखिबा क्लारियस गारिपिनस नाउ दिस क्लारियस गारिपिनस जो species अछि it has been completely banned for aquaculture because by the government of India because this has been an exotic species and it has been predating over a lot of species से माने एते species खाई दियंते जो एरिया रे जेबे माने completely से जगह रे आउ किछि रहइबनी इवन गोटोटे काउ भी खाई दियंती क्लारियस गारिपिनस माने एते बड़ से माने हे जानती साइज रे ना तापरे मुरेल्स अच्छे चाना पंक्टाटस अच्छे कोल्ड वाटर फिश जेहेतु गंगा has originated from हिमालय सेठु कोल्ड वाटर फिशेस भी किछिटा सेतरे रहंती सिजोथोरैक्स स्पीसीज बारिलियस स्पीसीज गारा नेमाचिलस tor species glyptothorax and other species like anguilla bengalensis puntius sulfur macrobacterium brachium species so all these have been under the Ganga river next is your ଆଉ କଣ ରିଭର ଅଛି ଆମର ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁତ୍ର ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁତ୍ରର ମେଜର ରିଭର୍ସ ହଉଛି ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁତ୍ର ମାନସ ଲୋହିତ ଦିବାଙ୍ଗ ଦିହାଙ୍ଗ ଧାନସରୀ ଏଗୁଡାକ ହଉଛି ତାର ମେଜର ରିଭର୍ସ so you can see the major caps that again ଯୋଉଠି ଆମର ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ ଦେଖିବ ମେଜର କାପ୍ସ ହେଲା ମାନେ ସବୁଠି ଲେଖିଦେବ ମେଜର କାପ୍ ହଉଛି କାଟଲା ଲାବିଓ ରୋହିତା ସିରିନସ୍ ମିରିକା so these are major caps minor caps kono labio bata labio dero sirinus reba labio gonius labio calvaso ଯେତକ ଲାବିଓ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ରୋହିତା କୁ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦେଲେ ବାକି ହଉଛି ସବୁ ମାଇନର କାପ୍ସ ତାପରେ ଏକ୍ଜୋଟିକ୍ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ରେ ଆସିବ ସିପ୍ରିନସ୍ କାର୍ପିଓ ସବୁ ମନେ ରଖିଥାନ୍ତୁ ଟିକେ ତାପରେ କ୍ୟାଟଫିଶ ରେ ଆସିବ କ୍ଲାରିୟସ୍ ବାଟ୍ରାକସ୍ ହଉଛି ଆମର ମାଗୁର ମାଛ ଆଉ ଯଦି କ୍ଲାରିୟସ୍ ଗାରିପିନସ୍ ଯୋଉଟା କହୁଛି ସେଟା ବହୁତ ବଡ ମାଛ that has been banned ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ହେଟ୍ରୋପନିଉଷ୍ଟିସ୍ ଫସିଲିସ୍ ହଉଛି ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୟାଟଫିଶ ଯୋଉଟାକୁ ଆମେ ସିଙ୍ଗି ମାଛ କହୁଛୁ ତାପରେ ବାଲାଗୁ ଆଟୁ ଅଛି ରିତା ଅଛି so these are all catfishes ତାପରେ ଅଦର ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ରେ ଆନାବାସ୍ ବି ଅଛନ୍ତି ତ ଏଇ ସବୁ ଫିସ୍ ସ୍ପିସିସ୍ ଆଉ ତାର ରିଭର ସିଷ୍ଟମ ର ନାଁ ଗୁଡାକ ଟିକେ ମନେ ରଖିଥାନ୍ତୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି ମାନେ ଆନ୍ସର୍ସ ଯଦି କେବେ ବି ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ ଆସୁଛି so you please mention all these things in your answer sheet this will carry a good impression on the teacher who on the examiner who is correcting your copies okay so next we are going to the Indus river system तार major river Jhelum Chenab Bees Satluj Ravi ଏବେ जो हमर pull off कला Indian government जो war ପାଇଁ किना so one of these rivers which is flowing through the Pakistan तो एथरे भी बहुत गुड़ाक सेमती इंडियन मेजर काप्स माइनर काप्स एक्सोटिक फिश कैटफिश फेदरबैग्स मुरेल्स कोल्ड वाटर फिश अदर स्पीसीज आपण आज ही मु जहाँ पढ़ेची थरटे गोटे थर देखी देकिना 2 घंटा लागिवो ब्लॉग गुड़ाक देखी देकी सोइबे so that मन पड़िबो सब जिंस just I'm going through I mean it is not possible to complete one block in 2 hours and it will at least require 16 or 17 classes so next amaro hochi Indus pare hochi east coast fish diversity of the east coast river system east coast achi amar mahanadi ओडिशा देखिना जायचे ईस्ट कोस्ट महानदी तापरे गोदावरी कृष्णा कावेरी भीमा ब्राह्मणी सबु ब्राह्मणी गोदावरी ओडाक सबु हमर देकी जायची ओडिशा तो ईस्ट कोस्ट भी सेमती मेजर कैप्स अछि आपण देखि देबे दैट इज ऑन द पेज 78 तापरे सही सेम स्पीसीज गुडाक कॉमन अछि कोल्ड वाटर स्पीसीज रे टॉर्पुटिटरा टॉटर बारी अलियस बारिला टिके स्पीसीज गुडाकर ना मन रखिबा को चेष्टा करिवे नेक्स्ट तापर अछि वेस्ट रिवर वेस्ट कोस्ट रिवर सिस्टम रे अछि नर्मदा तप्ती माही आउ साबरमती ओके तो सेथरे भी किछटा सेमती देखंतु इंडियन मेजर क्राफ्ट से लाबियो रोहित सिरिनस मृगल काटला काटला ई तीनटा सब स्पीसीज मेजर क्राफ्ट से सबुठी तमे ईस्ट कोस्ट हो वेस्ट कोस्ट हो इंडस वैली हो गैंजेस हो जोठी नहीं सेठी आपण पाइबे ओके तापरे ଆମର ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା fish yield potential of major rivers of India ତାহଲେ ହିମାଲୟନ ଇଷ୍ଟ କୋଷ୍ଟ ଆଣ୍ଡ ୱେଷ୍ଟ କୋଷ୍ଟ ଅଛି ହିମାଲୟନରେ ହଉଛି ଗଙ୍ଗା ଯମୁନା ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁତ୍ର ତାପରେ ଇଷ୍ଟ କୋଷ୍ଟରେ ହଉଛି କୃଷ୍ଣା କାବେରୀ ମହାନଦୀ ୱେଷ୍ଟ କୋଷ୍ଟରେ ହଉଛି ନର୍ମଦା ତପ୍ତି ମାହି ତ ବେସିନ ଏରିଆକୁ ନେଇକି କ୍ୟାଚ୍ ବି ଅଛି କ୍ୟାଚ୍ ବେସ୍ଡ ଅନ୍ ଏରିଆ କ୍ୟାଚ୍ ବେସ୍ଡ ଅନ୍ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିମ୍ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ରେଫର ଟୁ ଦିସ୍ ନମ୍ବର୍ସ ଦିସ୍ ଆର୍ ଓନ୍ଲି ନମ୍ବର୍ସ सेमती क्वेश्चंस रे भी देती लिस्ट 5 रिवर सिस्टम्स ऑफ इंडिया हमें पढ़िले एबे 5 रिवर सिस्टम्स नेक्स्ट हमें आसीबा फ्लड प्लेन रिसोर्सेस ऑफ इंडिया रे हमर अछि अरुणाचल प्रदेश आसाम बिहार मणिपुर मेघालय त्रिपुरा वेस्ट बंगाल एंड उत्तर प्रदेश आ तार रिवर बेसिन्स गुड़ा होची कायंग सियांग अरुणाचल प्रदेश रे कायंग सियांग लोहित तीरा तापरे आसाम रो होची ब्रह्मपुत्र एंड बाराक बिहार रो होची कोसी एंड गंडक आ मणिपुर रो होची इम्फाल जो माने से माने कोनोसी प्रकार एग्जाम बेंगे प्रिपेयर करूचंदी एई जो सब स्टेट्स अछि तार रिवर बेसिन्स ज्योग्राफी पेंगे ना इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट तो के दया करके पढ़िबे एगुडा को सब हम खाली जस्ट कवर करिया पेंगे शीघ्र शीघ्र कहि
The
देउची
slide is not moving.
नो आई एम नॉट मूविंग दिस स्लाइड नाउ
Okay, okay, ma'am.
मैम ए पीपीटी रा पठेबे व्हाट्सएप रे
हाँ मु जी आपणकर अच्छंदी मु टिके सारी दबा 9:11 हेलानी देन कथा हबा
आगे मैम
हाँ त्रिपुरा ओके वेस्ट बंगाल घाघरा एंड इच्छामती तापरे उत्तर प्रदेश रे घाघरा एंड गंगा तापरे आउ गोटे टाइप रो लेक्स अछि जोटा म मेंशन करि नथिली सेटा होची ऑक्सबो लेक्स सेटा होची यू शेप्ड वाटर बॉडीज फॉर्म व्हेन मियांडर ऑफ रिवर इज कट ऑफ माने गोटे जागा रे माने रिवर जाउथिबो सेटा को कट ऑफ करिके ना ताको आउ गोटे पटे निया आइथिबो एंड अगेन से जाय कि आउ गोटे पटे मिसी थिबो सेटा गोटे यू शेप्ड होय जेतळे हे कि ना जाय ताको कुहा जाय ऑक्सबो लेक्स ओके देन तापरे हमें आसीबा केते वाटर एरिया अंडर टैंक्स एंड पॉन्ड्स अछि टॉप 10 स्टेट्स ऑफ इंडिया एंड टॉप 10 स्टेट्स ऑफ इंडिया भितरे हमें ओडिसा नाहु बट वी आर ऑन द 12th पोजीशन and we are having the area of 0.64 lakh hectares okay so जोठी भी हला since we belong to India and belong to Odisha we always look up where is Odisha and where is India तो इट इज गुड आमे किंतु से लिमिटेड रिसोर्स को नै कि केमिति यूटिलाइज करी कि अधिक एफिशिएंट आ प्रोडक्टिव वे रे केमिति एक्वाटिक एनवायरनमेंट रे aqua culture करी परिबा it's all depend upon how efficiently the training has been departed तापरे नेक्स्ट होची आमे जिबा fish species of Indian reservoirs तो इंडियन रिजर्वर्स ऑफ फिश स्पीसीज होची सही अगेन मेजर कार्प्स कहला माने तीनटा स्पीसीज लाबियो रोहिता सिरिनस मृगला काटला काटला माइनर कार्प से लाबियो बाटा लाबियो रोहिता माइनर कार्प से आसीबनी लाबियो रो केवल गोटे स्पीसीज मेजर आसीबो दैट इज लाबियो रोहिता बाकी सबु लाबियो रो स्पीसीज आसीबो तुमरो माइनर कार्प्स लाबियो बाटा गोनियस काल्बासु बोगा देरो तापरे सिरिनस रेबा सिरिनस सिरोसा पुंतियस दुबियस तापरे पुंतियस साराना पुंतियस कार्नाटिकस पुंतियस दप्सनी तापरे ओस्टिब्रामा विगर्सी तो एगुड़ाक सबू माइनर कार्प्स तापरे एक्सोटिक फिश स्पीसीज जोटा इंडियन रिजर्वर्स रे थाए से गुड़ाक होची सिप्रिनस कार्पियो ओरियोक्रोमिस मोजाम्बिकस ऑस्ट्रोनेमिस गरामी आउ हाइपोथैल्मिक्टिस मोलिट्रिक्स तो साइप्रिनस कार्पियो आउ ओरियोक्रोमिस मोजाम्बिकस ए दिटा आपण एक्सोटिक फिश स्पीसीज गोटे एग्जांपल दीटा मन रखंतु अंतत नेक्स्ट कैटफिश रे जदि आमे देखिबा कैटफिश रे आसीबो वालागो अट्टू तापरे पांगासियस तापरे रीता एगुड़ाक सब मन रखा सुविधा हो बोली मु कहि दउचे तापरे मिस्टस ग्लिकिरी एम गुलियो एम मालाबरिकस देन फिदर बैग्स रे नोटोप्टेरस चित्तला अम्पक बाइकुलाटस अम्पक पाब्दा अम्पक पाबो देन मॉरेल्स रे आसीबो चन्ना पंक्टाटस चन्ना मारुलियस चन्ना ओरिएंटलिस चन्ना स्ट्राइटस देन कोल्ड वाटर फिश रे आसीबो टर पुटिटरा टर बारालियस बारना गारा गटिला गारा लाम्ता नेमाचिलियस डेनिसoni सिजोथोरा प्लागियोस्टोमा then air breeding fish रे आसीबो हेट्रोमनियोस्टिस fossilis clarius batrachus then weed fishes रे आसीबो ambasis nama acidoria morar faringodon mala oxygaster bakawa laubaka esomus dandricus gudusia chapra तापरे आउ अदर स्पीसीज आसो तो एटा को टिके मन रखि थाबो देन हमें जिबा टुवर्ड्स कोल्ड वाटर रिसोर्स जितरा हमें कोल्ड वाटर कहूछु देयर इज डिफरेंस बिटवीन कोल्ड वाटर एंड कूल वाटर यदि कोल्ड वाटर देखिबा तार टेम्परेचर होची इट इज लेस देन 17 डिग्री सेल्सियस that is the mean summer water temperature and if you are talking about cool water it is 17 to 20.5 degree celsius and warm water is more than 20.5 degree celsius so if we say the water is at room temperature at 25 degrees celsius that means it is in warm temperature okay so this is the difference between cold water cool water and warm water so cold waters are those water bodies where which is found along the Himalayan range. Okay, so बहुत गुड़े हिमालयन जोन रे अच्छी कोल्ड वाटर रिसोर्सेस ऑफ इंडिया तापरे कोल्ड वाटर फिश स्पीसीज हमें जदि देखिबा so this is the list of the cold water fish species of Himalayan and peninsular region then that is snow trout, heel trout, mahasir, minor carp and catfish, minnows, loaches, carps, trouts. So these are all the list of fish species that is found in cold water resources. Next is saline water resources. The coastal water जोटा हमर जेतिकी अच्छी that is referred to as the saline and brackish water both brackish water and saline माने सी वाटर भी अच्छी और ब्रैकिश वाटर जोटा मैं देखौथिली जो एस्चुराइन एरिया अच्छे सो तार जदि हमें देखिबा the estimated area of brackish water resources in estuaries ओडिसा एठी सेकंड रे अच्छी जेहेतु चिलिका अच्छी आ हमर बहुत गुडे जगह सेपट माने केंद्रापड़ा एपटे अच्छी so this has been estimated that is around 0.299 million area hectare okay तापरे सेई एस्चुराइन रे केते हमर प्रोडक्शन हुए माने जदि हम देखिबा एस्टिमेटेड एरिया ऑफ ब्रैकिश वाटर इन लेगुन चिलिका होची सबुडु अधिक दैट इज 1100 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर ओके एटा होची एस्टिमेटेड एरिया ऑफ ब्रैकिश वाटर इन लागुन एटा होची ईस्ट कोस्ट लागुन सेमती वेस्ट कोस्ट लागुन भी अछि वेस्ट कोस्ट लागुन रे भेम्बानाड केरला मोस्टली केरला रे ही बेसी कंसंट्रेट हेक ना अछि सो दिस इज द वेस्ट कोस्ट लागुन तापर अछि नेक्स्ट हमर बैक वाटर्स जोटा हम कहूथली this is also brackish water and these are the names of the backwater resources that is found in mostly in Kerala okay then there is also mangrove cover is there and the mangrove cover सब आंध्र प्रदेश रे अछि गोवा रे अछि गुजरात रे अछि कर्नाटक रे अछि केरला रे अछि सबुठु अधिक होची गुजरात रे अछि आ वेस्ट बंगाल रे अछि वेस्ट बंगाल हैज टोटल एरिया तार स्क्वायर किलोमीटर 2112 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर आ गुजरात होची 1177 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर तो एत्ती के मैंग्रोव कवर अछि So this is all about your third block. ଏଥିରେ ଆମେ ପଢିଲେ ମାନେ in the west coast line there are 9 major lagoons are there, while on the east coast there are 8 major lagoons are recorded. The lagoon water resource of India is a home to around 317 fin fish species. Okay, the backwaters are highly productive ecosystem and they harbor around 94 species of commercially important finfish and shellfish species. Tapare mangroves, coming to the mangroves, they are also referred to as sentinels of the coast because these are the trees and shrubs which are grown in the estuarine habitat and are adapted to the saline environment. Okay, then, although India is gifted with seas on three sides, the mariculture or the sea farming practice in the country is in the baby steps. Okay, so with this we complete the unit 3 of block 1. Next, we will go on to the candidate species for aquaculture. So, as I told, we have discussed that these are the Indian major calves. So, major calves, first one is your Katla. Its common name is also known as Bhakur, and it has been distributed in India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. The biology hoji, this is a surface feeder. Surface रे feed करे सबବେଳେ केबेले depth को जाएनी, and it mainly feeds on the zooplanktons. The eggs, the male matures earlier than the females, and they can be. And the breed is control condition during the monsoon season. The eggs are transparent, spherical, and non-adhesive, and the size of eggs varies from 4.4 to 5.22 millimeter in diameter. The fecundity माने केते egg produce करि परिबो गोटे fish तार body weight हिसाब रे, that varies from 0.80 to 1 lakh eggs per kg body weight. Okay, so this is in brief about Katla. Next in the picture you can see is your Labiorohita. So this one is your Labiorohita. You can see how it is different. It has a narrow head. It has a slender body than the Katla. So this is how your Katla differs from Labiorohita in morphology. So it is also known as Rohu, and it is found in India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. And description, it has a pointed head, inferior mouth with fringed lower lip. The lower lip is fringed, and a paired barbel, dull reddish scales on sides. You can see reddish scales on the sides, pink reddish fin, and the fecundity of Rohu varies from 2 to 2 lakh eggs per kg body weight. Okay, so we will move faster. Then is exotic carp. Exotic carp, for example, hochi Cyprinus carpio. Generally the adult body length होची तारा range करे up to 30 cm, माने गोटे scale जो हमर सेतिकी लंबा होची Cyprinus carpio. तापरे maximum weight होची 40 kg हे परिबो. एब पर्यंत मैक्सिमम लेंथ होची 120 cm, माने चारिटा स्केल मिसेले जेतिकी हबो सेतिकी लंबार गोटे कार्पियो रेकॉर्ड करा ही सारिची, बट जनरली एन एडल्ट बॉडी इज ऑफ 30 cm. तापरे फेकंडिटी होची कोन ना 1.32 लाख टू 1.6 लाख एक्स पर केजी बॉडी वेट. बॉडी रो डिस्क्रिप्शन कोन ना इट इज oblong, it is moderately compressed and dorsally projected in an arc shape, and its abdomen is round with protractile mouth, having smooth simple lips. It has two pairs of barbels on upper jaw. Barbels mean it is a hair like structure that is present here, and it is present on the upper jaw, and the lower pair is a little longer. Next, minor calves रे हला आसीबो Labiofimbriatus. It is also known as Belgi, and it is found in Pakistan, Nepal, and Myanmar. And it is the major fishery is in the river of Krishna and Godavari. Then its size is 10 to 60 centimeter, and body kg ranges around 350 to 3.6 kg. Okay. Then next hochi large catfish, that is Mistus Aur. Mistus Aur is also known as Katta, and it can grow up to 40 centimeter in length and 10.5 kg body weight. The fecundity of this is around 45,000 to 1.22 lakhs. Okay. Then next we will go to खाली चिन्हतु फिश स्पेसीज केमती देखिकी चिन्ह पारे मार्केट को गले. This is just can Abalaga ottu. Valaga ottu, it is its common name is Pandin, and it is found it is located in India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia, and Malay Peninsula, Sumatra, and Java. The body can grow up to 2 meters. Okay. ଏତିକି ଲମ୍ବା ଆଉ it can weigh more than 45 kg. Okay. And the fecundity of the fish varies from 45,000 to 1.22 lakhs in the specimen of 4 to 7 kg body weight. Okay. So next is your catfishes. Catfishes दुईटा मु एटी देखिछि. There are two catfishes. Gote hochi Heteropneustes fossilis and Clarius batrachus. Why they are called as catfishes? Actually, these are due to the presence of barbels, like it is present in your cat. That is why it is known as your catfish. So the first we will go to Heteropneustes fossilis. Its common name is Singi. It is found in Pakistan, India, Andaman, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos. And it is mostly found in the ponds, ditches, and swampy areas, marshy areas. And the fecundity of this fish is around 2843 to 44,724 eggs. And the maximum size that has been recorded is 1.5 to 2 feet. Okay. Next होची Clarius batrachus. Clarius batrachus ओडिया रे ताको हमें मागुर बोली कि ना कहू. Okay, the average length of the adult is 23 centimeter. It is found in Pakistan, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Indonesia, Singapore, Borneo, and the Philippines. The fecundity of this fish is around 10,000 to 20,000 eggs. They have an accessory respiratory organ. In both cases, you will find the accessory respiratory organ, that is ARO. And there are no scales. There are very less scales on this fish species. They have 4 pairs of barbels, and maxillary pair extend considerably beyond the base of the pectoral fin. Next होची हमरो समस्ते देखिथिबे एटा को माछो चिन्हिथिबे भी. This is also known as climbing perch or ko macho. Then this is found in South Asia, Indo-Malayan archipelago, tropical areas, and South Africa. And the adult fish measures about 12 cm, but it can grow up to 25 centimeter. Next are the murrels. Murrels रे दुईटा species देखैछि, Channa punctatus आ गोटे होछि आ गोटे होछि तमरो सिजोथोरैक्स. एटा किंतु सिजोथोरैक्स नो, एटा टॉटर गोटे ही दे सेटा होछि Channa punctatus. It is also known as spotted murrel. It is found in India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Thailand, and Polynesia. एमती बहुत गुड़ा स्पीसीज से देइछि. आपण माने आउ मु बेसी पढेबिनी काना इट इज ऑलरेडी मु खाली पढी किना त आपन को पढेबा छ. आपण निजे पढी देबा कथा. खाली जस्ट गो थ्रू द कैंडिडेट स्पीसीज. Then next होचे macrobrachium rosenbergi. This is not a fish. बहुत जन confuse होंगे. This is actually arthropoda. Okay. Then next candidate species. This is channos. Then lactes calcarifer. So with this we come to an end of the unit 4. आपनों का दायित्व होची समस्ते please go through the block. Try to solve out the questions and get preparation for do the assignments and prepare for the examination. Then you can go through. There are many fish species for farming that has been taken as candidate species. For example, your oysters are also taken, lobsters are taken, then eels are also taken, crabs are taken. So all these are the candidate species for aquaculture. Even sea cucumber is also taken. Holothuria scabra is also taken as a candidate species for the growth aquaculture. Then seaweeds are also taken for aquaculture. So these are some other examples, and with this we come to an end of today's class. Okay. Now, is there any questions?
Hello,
Yes.
ma'am. Can you hear me,
Yes, I can hear you.
ma'am? I have few questions about the examination. Can I ask,
Mm, about examination. Okay, go ahead.
ma'am? Yeah, is there any chance to come beat questions like 1 mark question in the exam?
You can please refer to the previous year's question, as your friends were saying. Someone, you have an official group. Someone, please download the questions of previous years and share with your friends. How is the
Oh,
question pattern? Even I don't know what would be the question pattern, because generally what we go through the Barampur University questions is there are 10 2 marks question, and then 15 mark 15 marks question. This is what we follow generally. But about your syllabus and questions, I do not have any idea right now.
ma'am, I have one more question. I have to follow the syllabus of Ignona to prepare for the examination?
Yes.
The syllabus, ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, it has 4 units. So I have to complete the every topics from that, and the questions will come from it.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can you refer to the other books of PG like the regular course provided by the state government?
Yeah, sure, you can refer to them.
Ma'am, you said that you follow the question of DU and BHU. Like, is there any chance to come that question for the practice
No,
of the
just I
question?
was saying that you must go through those questions,
Okay,
because
ma'am. Thank.
when your question has been is being designed, this IGNOU,
Hmm.
all the blocks are being designed by the DU professors.
Okay.
So I do not know who would be designing your questions, but if you just go through those questions, you would be in a profitable part benefit. You will have the benefit. At least you can solve BHU question. At least you can solve your questions of DU.
Ma'am, I have the last question. If the question comes comes for 5 or 6, ma'am, can how many pages we have to fill? Or is there any nothing to any words we have complete
Sorry,
in
I
a two?
didn't get you. Can you please repeat again?
Ma'am, if
ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ
the
କୁହ,
question.
ମାନେ ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାରୁନି ତମ କଥା
Okay,
ଅଧା।
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. ଯଦି question paper ରେ 5 ମାର୍କ କି 6 ମାର୍କ ର question ଆସେ, ଆମେ BSc ରେଗୁଲାର ତ ଆମକୁ ଯାହାହେଲେ 2 ପେଜ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ କରିବାକୁ ପଡେ, ବଟ୍ ଏଇଠି କଣ କିଛି
That doesn't
ୱାର୍ଡ?
matter how much 2 ପେଜ ହଉ 3 ପେଜ ହଉ, ଯାହାର ଛୋଟ ଅକ୍ଷର 2 ପେଜ,
No,
ଯାହାର
ma'am.
ବଡ ଅକ୍ଷର 4 ପେଜ,
No,
ସେମିତି ନାହିଁ। You
ma'am.
must have
ୱାର୍ଡ
a
ଲିମିଟ ଅଛି
blueprint
କି
of the
ସେଇଆ?
question, ଯେ ଏଇ question ରେ ମୁଁ କଣ କଣ heading ରେ answer କରିବି। That
No,
matters।
ma'am. ୱାର୍ଡ ଲିମିଟ ରୁ ଅଧିକ ଗଲେ କିଛି ମାର୍କ କଟିଂ ଅଛି କି ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି।
ୱାର୍ଡ ଲିମିଟ ରୁ ଅଧିକ ଗଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ परीक्षा पेपर के पढ़ांतिनी जनरली परीक्षा पेपर आपनकर क्वेश्चन जो हेई थाए से माने देखंती कीवर्ड्स पिला लिखिछि कि नै डायग्राम ठीक से करिछि कि नहीं आ सेई कीवर्ड्स थिबा माने आपनकर धरक पढिथिबो क्वेश्चन होछि कि एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट जति पढिथिबो आपण सेतिर सेल मेम्ब्रेन रो मॉडल्स एगुडा को सब लिखिले केमति हो
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, can you say your phone number?
Sorry, I do not know that I can share my phone number, but my mail ID will be available with you. So you can drop in your messages through your mail ID, through my mail ID.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
ma'am, can you please share your email ID so that I can note and I can email you regarding these PPTs and PDFs?
Okay. Okay. So I have pinned my message, so you can see my mail ID.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, if some candidate species characteristics were given in question, so we have to draw the diagram of that species.
Question re pachare what are the candidate species. So what you have to do is you draw the diagram, you label it properly, and you write down some characteristics.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
So can we end up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.